Emilio, the honey badger, Urrutia!
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Honey Badger Hour. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Honey Badger Hour, episode 71. It's your boy, the Badger, and today we're back with a very special guest, hailing all the way from the 305. We got a real legend in the house, all right? A former MMA fighter, okay? Current business entrepreneur, all right? Civil servant, just a goddamn all-around savage. My man, Gabriel, the stunner, Varona!
What's up, baby? What's up?
Chicka. Round two, baby.
Rewind. We're back.
We're back, baby, for the second time. Welcome back, my brother. How's it going,
sir.
my man?
Chilling, man. Same old. Just chilling.
Same old?
Staying old, get old.
Doggy. We're in it right now, huh? So we just finished. What do we got going on? The whole place is in chaos, dog. We were just talking before the podcast,
wild.
bro.
This shit is wild right now.
UFOs are coming.
UFOs are coming. We're shooting down the sky.
And we missed.
We missed. And the trains are all collapsing everywhere in the whole country. Fucking everything's catching on fire. It's all weird.
Yo. And then like 6 months ago, remember they were lighting did you see that they were lighting plants on fire, which was really weird? Like all these farm plants.
Oh, the
like
farm plants,
rice
yeah.
plants and
Yeah.
all these rice.
We were actually talking about that because we were talking about, I'm going to buy some chickens and a rooster, man, and, get your own eggs because it's crazy.
Oh, 100%. Dog, in the COVID pandemic, I was getting into planting and stuff like that.
Really?
Like when it just happened,
Yeah.
And trying to that's what I was thinking about, like getting plants and stuff like that. Because I'm like, yo, at that time I thought it was like going to be the apocalypse already.
Of course. It's funny,
what
man.
I'm
I actually was doing some research. I actually paid a couple of visits. I was traveling a little bit, checking some things out. And I went to go see, for someone as a contract, I went to go visit someone in Philadelphia, way out in the middle of nowhere, in the Amish town, where they were ready for the end of the world. Bro, this guy is ready for the end of the world.
Oh, where was he at? In Amish town?
Yeah, it was in Amish town off of Philly. I landed in Philadelphia, way out there in Pennsylvania, cut through. It was like about a 2-hour drive from Philly, but way in the middle of nowhere. When I say ready, they're ready. And bro, everything's self-sufficient. I mean, everything, you name it. I mean, he had an underground whole setup. Had his everything, his own farmland. He was producing his own things. He had his water bunkered. I mean, it's a whole setup. He had a mechanical warehouse to fix anything mechanical. They were armed up the ass. I mean, they were even doing their own bullets, packing their own bullets. It was impressive.
The bullets. I'm just thinking about all the episodes of Walking Dead that I can remember, dog. And
real.
to see the problems they had going down the line. I'm like, oh shit, you're gonna run out of bullets. You gotta learn how to make a guy who can make bullets, like a science. Yeah,
learn how to repack them.
Oh man, listen, that's crazy. And but this is what I'm thinking about living in Miami, bro. We got no underground. We're kind of gridlocked here. How do we get out? If a boat.
Well, it depends what type of situation.
You
can
can boat
out.
Go around, dog.
But
I gotta get a boat. That's the goal in life. You got a boat, right? We were talking about that last time.
Yeah, but
it
it depends what are you anticipating? You know what I'm saying? It depends what we're anticipating.
Oh, because a tsunami. I'm thinking from Miami. What do we got to worry about? Tsunami?
Well, no. We haven't felt tsunami, but like, are we running? What are we running from? That's the question. Because it depends what we're running from.
In America, it's gonna be the government, dog.
So we're running out of the. Listen. We're gonna go.
Who? All right, that's a good question. Who is it that when it comes down, what is it gonna be? It's not gonna be another country coming in here. What's gonna be our downfall, dog?
Well, internally, I think we're all fucked. I think this is going to shit. From the inside. And then, are we gonna have a civil warfare? We're gonna have a warfare against the government. Is it gonna be civil amongst ourselves? There's a lot of different things that could happen. In different scenarios. Who knows? I don't fucking know. I don't have the answer to that. I just know I'm ready for certain things. I'm not going to be, I can't go crazy with these conspiracy theories because you lose your shit.
Yeah, I know. It goes deep, but
I'm locked and loaded. If some real shit breaks down these streets,
sure.
I'll hold out for a while. We'll see what happens.
And you know how to hunt? Yo, you said you go hunting and stuff, right?
Yeah, I go hunting a lot. I like it.
Oh, man, that's going to be like super therapeutic, dog.
It is. It's the best therapy for me. I love it, man. Even if it's, like I told you last time, I drive out there. It takes me about 2.5 hours to get there, but it's the most quiet peacefulness. There's nobody out there. It's just nature, and it's lovely. It smells good, man. And just, it's nice to breathe that fresh air.
Yo, I didn't know you can hunt in Miami. Like, you can go, like, oh, not Miami. Is Miami you can hunt, but like Florida, right?
No, more like, you gotta get out of Miami. I mean, obviously Miami, you have the Everglades and shit, but out of Miami, it's a 2-hour drive north. I go to Lake Okeechobee, it's like right off of Lake Okeechobee. And there's deer, there's hog. You can hunt whatever you want. There's turkey. Really good. You can do whatever you want.
Damn, what kind of, turkey?
Yeah.
Like turkey that you eat Thanksgiving turkey?
Yeah. Expensive though. Osceola turkeys are $6,000 a piece.
But wait, to shoot it or
to hunt it out here?
What do you mean $6,000? They charge. Wait, you got to pay to hunt it?
Of course.
You got to pay. What?
It's their farmland. You got to pay them.
Yo, what?
That's why I'm not turkey.
But then what is the point of hunting if you're gonna? Oh, fuck.
But think about it. No, but I'm saying, think about it. Those are specialty hunters. Like, I don't hunt turkey.
Yeah.
But those are people who love hunting and are obsessed with hunting turkey. Osceola turkey is like one of the best turkeys.
It's gonna be fire, right?
And it's raw. It's really good. And then they just like that. It's like, bro, it's like the premier of turkey. People come from everywhere to do it. I don't personally hunt turkey. I stick to deers and hogs. Costs nowhere near that.
But it costs money to hunt deer and hogs?
Yeah, because you're going to somebody's private property, and that's how they survive too. So I feel them.
Okay.
It's a private land. So I go to a private land, and then you will say, hey, what type of hunting do you want to do? And I'll say, I want to get a deer today. They could do like the most basic hunting. You sit in a stand, and they put the deer right in front of you. I personally like that. So then we go out, and we scout out, and we go hunting. And the guy, he would take you tracing, and you'll start chasing a hog or deers, and wild catch, and you chop them all up, skin them up, pack them, and load up your freezer.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. You know who goes hunting a lot? My boy Alec Volkanovski, the champ.
The
champ,
yeah,
dog.
He
Number
got robbed.
one.
He got robbed.
Bro, we were talking about that. Bro, we were talking about. Hey, I wish I could
funny?
go back and get the footage because we were both saying he's gonna
robbed.
do it, dog. And
But he did it.
Yo,
he did it.
What did you think about that fight, dog?
He got robbed. Clean cut. He got robbed. He beat him clean cut. He got robbed. That's my opinion. He got robbed for that fight. He fucked him up.
Bro, going into the 5th round of a fight,
bro,
for a title, that fight was super close, and the way he won that last round,
come on,
it's hard to lose a fight.
It's hard to lose a fight winning the round like that.
And then the guy's on his
back,
breathing,
on his ass,
dog.
and he's never been like that.
Yeah,
and he's never gone 5 rounds, so he got destroyed.
And he never fought somebody that didn't have that fear, bro. Did
and
you
that
see
dog,
his confidence walking out? Did you see that confidence walking out?
He had the dog in him, bro.
I was talking about this in the last podcast, bro. I started training with Alex in 2013 when we did the tryouts, right?
Yep.
He was 5-1 at the time, and he only lost when he was like 3-0. And his 4th fight, he lost at welterweight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was for a title. So at the time, I was like the number 1 ranked guy. But he already had but when we trained with him, we were like, yo, something special with this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But one of his most special, besides like his world-class cardio, like I've never seen anybody with an engine like him, dog. And like his willpower is just like, it's unmatched, bro. That's when I call him. They call him the demon, dog. It's like, yo, you can't hold him down, dog. Yeah, it's crazy. But, bro, his cool and which I'm glad that the whole world was able to see. It's his cool and calmness in the locker rooms, dog, like backstage, and you can see it this time around. If you look back at his other fights, like I went with him. Remember Joe Ray, dog?
Yeah.
Joe Ray was fighting in.
Where's Joe Ray?
Joe Ray is doing his thing. He's living in Sarasota right now. He's married. He just had a kid.
For real?
Yeah.
Shit. Is he still training and shit? Or
he's still training, you know what I'm saying? But he's teaching like on the low, but he's training for fun. And he's still a beast with it.
Really?
But he's doing like he's working on he got into like some like business and stuff like this.
Nice.
So he's doing his thing, dog. He got himself an office job, bro, and his friends that have been doing his his mortgage and stuff for a long time, they kind of put him onto it, you know?
It. Fresh.
He kind of loves it, dog.
Good for him.
Yeah, bro. But I remember he was going to fight in Australia, so I went to go corner him. And then his fight got canceled, but I was still in Australia.
Yeah.
And then Alex was also on that card, and we were all friends and training together in Thailand. And just seeing him backstage before his fight there, and like how cool and calm he was, it's like,
chilling.
It's like this guy's like, it's like it almost like he doesn't get the memo that he's about to go into like this huge crazy fight. You're like, yo, this guy's like, he's just cooler than the other side of the pillow. You know?
Bro, you know what's funny? It's funny because in the beginning, I was always very amped up, ready to go. You know, that adrenaline rush. You're just like, damn, I want to fight already. And then actually, I mastered a couple of times towards the end of my career. I would take like a power nap in the back, and everyone was like, bro, how the fuck are you sleeping right now? And then it happened to me in the fight in Mikasuki, the last fight at the Mick. I was knocked out when the whole level fight broke out in the crowd or whatever. You were in Asia and shit.
I didn't know about
a
that.
huge fight broke out in the back. And I was knocked
back?
out. And Alan's like, yo, get up there. There's a huge rumble. And I'm like, bro, just nobody fall on me. I was knocked out. And bro, and I mastered like sleeping, taking a nap, at least just trying to calm my mind down, you know?
Yeah, for sure. It's like you need to reserve. You want to reserve like almost.
You know, because then you don't want that adrenaline rush, like so anxious, because then it had you so much. Yeah. And you know how it is. And then you finally come out, you're like, guns blazing, and then you're like, all right, slow this shit down, you know?
100%, bro. Yeah, that's like the hardest. That's one of the hardest parts of battle, you know, just being able to control those nerves, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then especially in the fight, because we want to just have all the energy be cool. Like, try to save it in there.
Yeah, try to.
I've gone through stages. Where I used to get like real nervous and think a lot about it. You know what I'm saying? Then I have through stages where I'd be real calm, you know? And then at the end, I was just trying to embrace it.
Of course.
You know, it's hard, though.
That's
what
happened to me.
It takes a long time.
It takes a while, man. Like, it's part of the experience, you know? Like, in the beginning, same thing. And the beginning, I was too much of a hothead in the beginning that I was like, bro, fuck you, let's go. And I only knew fighting as a state of war. Like, I only knew fighting from the streets. Like, yo, you don't like me, I don't like you, fuck you, we're going to scrap, let's kill each other. Versus, I'm an athlete now. We don't have to be enemies. Embrace it.
Yeah, we're
you know
going to do the do no matter what.
Exactly. And it took me a little bit, which is normal, you know. It took me a little bit. I was young in the game, and it took me a little while to understand that. And then once I understand that, I was like, all right, let me have fun with it. And then I didn't give any shits, which was also a problem. Because then I was so chill that I'm like, all right, bro, you can't be chill before a fight.
Yes, that's another one, too, because it's hard to wake up. It's hard to wake up.
And it happened to me a couple of fights. I was like stale. And I was like...
When you come out cold, you know?
I came out cold. It happened to me a couple of times. And then there was times that I was like, no, just stay active. And I'll just rest up early. And then just stay as active as I can right before the fight. And then come out with good energy. And trying to control the mind, which is hard part, you know? So...
Yeah, man. Hey, how good? Do you ever miss fighting? You ever think about it?
You know what's funny? I think about it. Necessarily, I don't miss it. Which I think is a good thing. Yeah. Right? Because then that's the mind fuck. I get opportunities all the time, and I'm like, is it worth the money? I'm like, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. Not just because why not? You know, like I have the fighter in me, but I really don't miss it, man. It's the truth is I don't miss it. And I've questioned myself, like, is that wrong to feel that way? No, man. I just think I lived it, I grew it. It put me to where I'm at now, and that was what the purpose of that was, you know. But yeah, every once in a while I'm like, damn, I would like to just get into a fight just to do it again, but I don't really miss it, if it makes sense.
Yeah, I know. I feel you. I do miss. What I love about fighting is the preparation.
The preparation, of course.
I love the mindset that I get into.
Of course.
When I'm training for a fight, I start to, unlock my potential. It's weird, you know, and but I'm so focused on that. But then I start doing good in other things too.
Of course.
I get a lot done when I have a fight coming up.
Because you're focused.
I'm like operating at my best, you know.
Yeah.
It's like almost like, I've dropped all vices, so it's like I'm not drinking, I'm not smoking, I'm not eating unhealthy. So it's almost like you're just sharp, you know?
Yeah, you're on point.
And I miss that. I used to love just waking up in the morning and, it's like a love and hate, you know? Like, you love it right until it's fight week, and then you're like, oh, snap, I'm really about to fight right now.
Exactly.
Ah, fuck, you know?
It's true. But you know what's funny? And that's why I stay, like, that's why every once in a while, I mean, life catches up to you, but that's why I do things like, for example, I have that big race. Go ahead. I have that big race in May. I'm racing a Keys 100, which is I'm going to 100. We go with a team of 6 from Miami to Key West. And so it's good because it helps me stay in tuned with training. Because, like, for example, I get bored. If I'm by myself, I don't know how to, I haven't mastered managing my business life and my personal fitness, like for me, right? Like, I don't like training at my gym because then everybody wants to talk to me while I'm there and I don't really get to get away, you know? But I love running. But then the back pain, you know, I have certain issues, so it bothers me. But I've been running again. I have same team that we did it last year. We're doing this year, so that helps me stay focused. That actually has me kind of like on runner's high right now. I'm like, go. I just did 5 miles this morning. Tomorrow I want to run again, and I'm like, now I got to tweak on my eating because I got a couple months left, and I want to lean out a little bit just to feel lighter, not being so as heavy because this is heavy for me. So you know, and I guess it's that competition mode, you know. So we'll see.
With the Keys 100, you're going to do it's 100 miles or something like this?
So it's 100 miles.
And how many people you do it with?
We're a team of 6 this year. We're a man down.
Oh,
but
no way.
We're not recruiting anyone else. We're a team 5, but he's coming in at the very end of the race. It's complicated.
And how many miles per each is it going to be, you know?
We're going to do the math now. It depends. A couple of us are good with running longer pace. So like last year, I wasn't in great shape towards the end of the race. So I was just doing the short, faster paced ones.
Nice.
Versus these guys were like pushing a little harder on longer distance.
Oh, but you can go fast. Boom, hit a quick sprint.
Yeah, like I'll do a 3 miler and just go and then let them eat up that time while they could slow pace a little bit on the long ones. I mean, bro, we killed it last year. This year, we're on the same mission. This year, I'm in much better shape. So that's why I wanted to, so I could be more productive. And then it makes sense because like one of our boys just opened up a new business and he's booming. So it's hard for him to get the miles in, which he don't want to hear it, but motherfucking getting no miles in. And then our other boy, his daughter's communion is the same day. So he's going to miss the whole chunk. And then he has to drive into the Keys and catch up to us and then join us for the end mission. So we got to work. We got to work.
And then you guys are have like a bus or something following you, or like you have a car that goes ahead.
You can't have a bus. We're gonna have a van. So we have a van with us, and all 6 of us ride together. So we drop off. He takes off for 5-6 miles. We from up ahead, and then you're pretty much running every few hours, so you don't have much time to rest. And then we start at 6 in the morning. Last time I think we got into Key West like at 9 p.m., 10 p.m.
Same day.
Yeah, all day.
And they got people protecting you on the streets when you're running at night and stuff.
No, I think that race has changed. It used to be the Ragnar, it's Keys 100. Now you're just running on the fucking side of the highway. You better be careful. Straight up, there's some cones, but cones ain't doing shit.
Yeah. Do you ever see the other people running too, or not too much?
Yeah,
It's kind of spread
no,
out.
it's a lot because remember,
groups and stuff.
No, not really. You don't run in groups. I mean, in the beginning, you see a lot of people. Towards the end, you're on your own. You might pass someone every once in a while, shit like that. But it starts to deteriorate towards the end.
Damn, that's awesome, bro. And you did it last year. So this is gonna be your second time doing it. Oh, it's gonna be a good feeling when you're done, right?
Fuck yeah, it's awesome. It sucks, but it's awesome.
It's gonna be some crazy pain, huh?
Yeah, it is.
And then what do you guys do? You drive back the same day? Or you
No,
chill in the
we'll
Keys
stay in
and
Key
get a hotel and
West.
stuff?
We'll stay in Key West that night. Celebrate, have some beers, have some dinner, and then come back in the morning.
Yeah, that sounds like a nice little trip. And you're gonna do it with the people from your gym too?
Yeah, same squad. Yeah.
Yo, and how long have you had your gym for now?
This location, I've had it for 5 years.
5 years? Wow, and you've been at it for Stunt Fit for a long time, man.
I've been in the ground really 10 years.
10 years.
I've been hustling this business for about 10 years now. 5 years at this location, God willing, killing and consistent. And a couple years prior were the ups and downs, going through it, which is hard, but you got to go through it.
You had some, so like, you got a really huge, successful gym right now, but it wasn't always
like that. It wasn't always like that. It took a few years to get it right.
Damn, dog. I remember when you first started in your truck, right? You were
I had the van.
around. Yeah, that's
I had the van, and I would do personal training in the mornings. I would drive to people's houses, train them, and go. And then in the afternoons, I would go to the park. My people would meet me at the park, and we had a huge setup, and I would do a boot camp in the park.
Damn, do you got to pay for the parks and stuff like this? Or I always wonder, like...
So in the beginning, I mean, you have to pay for the parks to get permits. I didn't in the beginning because I was, making it, hustling and breaking it. So I would, pick my spots and just park and do my thing and catch me if you can,
Yeah, it's dope, dog. Yo, so when you first started with the truck, and then when you put you taped it up and you put all the things on
so
there.
I wrapped it up with the logo. I wrapped it with the company logo. Everybody knows me from my neon green. I put the neon green, Stunner, blah, Stunner's Fit. And then I started with the whole concept of it. And then it's a billboard. So I would park it at any event. I would park it at the Miami Heat Arena with the big games. When the big three were getting going, I would park it there. I was all over Miami. I would leave it in La Carreta. I would park it everywhere, bro, just so people would see me. And that was the point of it. I park in Miracle Mile. I mean, you name it. I was putting it everywhere.
I would see that thing. Yeah, you see that thing anytime. I'd be visiting from Miami or something. I would see that thing
I
up
was
there,
moving it everywhere, bro.
It's a great little hustle bustle, too, dog. You get like
it was. I should make
advertisement on wheels. You're not paying for a billboard or a stop sign or nothing?
Listen, and in the beach, for example, when I would do the boot camps at the beach, they wouldn't even let you put an A-frame sign because you would have to pay for a permit. And if they caught you with it, they would fine you, like a couple $100. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I pull up to Smith & Walensky's in my van, park right there next to the park, do the boot camp. The billboard's right there. Do our thing, and leave. So it became a billboard on wheels, and you couldn't stop me. You don't have to get permits for it. So it was cool. It worked out.
Damn, that's a dope little hustle bustle. And then eventually you had enough people where you can open up your own spot and like get your own facility,
man.
Right?
The weather, the Miami weather's very
right.
predictable.
Yeah, I was like...
So I started playing with the options of like, all right, I got to start getting a spot, and I started building a good amount of clientele. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just take the risk and do it. And yeah, man, I opened up first gym. I was there for a while. I lost my ass with that gym.
Oh, word?
Then, you go through it. I lost it. I was training somewhere else at a M Cycle. I was a trainer there under Andrea. She was a former owner, and had that. And then I opened up, and then I still had my gym and that for a little bit. Then my lease was up. I moved. Then I stopped paying for my place. I stopped running out of my place. I was only at M Cycle, and I put all my shit in storage. And I was like, I'll open up another gym again. And then M Cycle sold to a new owner, and I was like, you know what? It's time for me to go. So I went ahead. I got a new location, and I took a big amount of the clientele with me because they were loyal to the trainers and to the people who were in charge. The new person came over and he wasn't from there, so it was different for him. And for me, I already had the clientele because they were there. They were with me. Yeah. And so I went and opened up my own spot. Everybody followed me, and that was a blessing because I did a 2-year lease thinking whatever, and I ended up outgrowing the spot to the point that in 9 months I had to get out. Wow. I didn't fit there. So quick, then I got, quick. I outgrew it. I knew it within the first 3 months. First 3 months, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have a problem. So then I started looking, and then I found the location that we're at now is much bigger, went under construction and everything. So I had it for 6 months while working out of my little gym, building it up. And then I asked the landlord, hey, you gotta let me get out of this lease, bro. I won't even make it a year. So he ended up letting me off the hook. It was cool, no penalties, no nothing. I ended up selling the building for him. That's why he let me off the hook with no penalties.
Nice, yeah.
I made some contacts. I'm like, yo, he wants to sell the building. And he told me, hey, if you sell the building, I won't hit you with any penalties. I'm like, all right. I give it a shot. Yeah, sold it. Yeah. So then I ended up moving to this location. I've been here going on 5 years now, going on 6.
Damn, that's awesome. Were you in this location when the COVID hit?
Yeah, bro.
When the pandemic started and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oh, man. What was it like in having a business at that time, bro? It must have been crazy, huh?
Bro, it was crazy. But you find out who the real ones are, I think it's very important. State that. You find out who the real ones are in times like that. And my team, bro, is very loyal. My team is very good. And that's the reason why we stayed pumping. COVID happened. A lot of people don't know, but what's crazy was the week that COVID hit, we were going to try to do a deal to get another gym in downtown, like Wynwood area. And, bro, something inside of me told me, don't sign the deal yet.
Like a second gym? Like
second
a Stunts too?
We were going to open up a second location. And something in my mind told me, don't do it yet. That week. And I said, I'll come back and sign the lease next week. And then that's when COVID hit. So I saved my ass. God saved me on that one. So
what would have happened if you signed the lease?
No, I would have been. That's it. I would have lost mass. I was locked in, and I would have lost mass.
You paid your rent every month for that place.
I would have lost mass. So what happened was, in my spot, we ended up closing down immediately. We were one of the first gyms to close. We closed, and right away, our team, we met up, and we're like, look, we don't know what the COVID was. I'm thinking about prior to the pandemic, prior to all this. Let's think way before.
Let's pretend we don't know what we know.
We don't know what we're now.
We still
now
thought that government
knows.
had our best interest when we thought that at some line in the
exactly.
I thought I knew that I never really trusted the government, but before COVID, we had some type of belief in the news and
exactly. So it wasn't as bad as it is now. Let's think all virgins. Okay, we're virgins. This thing, the little virus comes around. You're like, oh shit. So we were all like, damn, let's close because I don't want nobody getting that shit here. And a lot of our clientele, I have a good amount of clientele that they travel a lot. And I was like, and then I'll never forget, a lot of people were sick in November, December. I'm like, these motherfuckers already had it here. Yeah. So I'm like, let's close this bitch. So we closed first. And then right away our team gathered up and we're like, bro, let's do this. We have to figure out something to continue pumping the people. So we jumped on Instagram Live every single day, and that's how we survived. And not only survived, we didn't pretty much rent it out, we just gave it out to all the clients. We did a drive-through line. Everyone pulled up to the bay doors. We give them each a kettlebell, a pair of dumbbells, a med ball, piece, a band, boom, boom, boom. Give them everything. So everyone had all the equipment they needed at home. We would go live every single day for about an hour, hour and a half, and between all 5, 6 trainers, we would alternate. We would do upper body, lower body, abs. We'd kill them, and we killed it. And it not only did it help us stay alive, it helped us gain people. We had people from all over that were watching us.
Wow.
We ended up getting we ended up getting some clients from Texas. Still to this day, bro. She's on my story every day. We share her all the time. She does her workouts from Texas and checks in with us. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool. And we had some people like from other countries. We're like, every once in a while, we're like, what the fuck? There's somebody like in Argentina doing her thing. So it was cool. It helped us, man. And and it helped us survive because the rent was still due every month.
changed,
the whole team, the payments of paying for everybody's salaries and payments all had to continue to let everybody work. And we were closed for 3 fucking months. 3 months.
And you had to keep all your staff and had to
everybody. We had to keep our whole team together.
You were still paying them out whatever their salaries were throughout the whole time.
Everyone. And that's 3 months.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh, yeah. There's so many people that went through that. So many business owners that.
Bro, we know 3 gyms in our area alone that closed. In our area.
Just in your area.
So imagine, like, and you hear it all the time, like you hear all the time, oh, Fulano lost their gym. You're like, damn, look, man, but there's good and bad that comes out of everything. That's how I'm deciding to look at everything like that, Out of that whole situation, we lost a couple of trainers. We got a new trainer who, because of everything, he lost his gym. But then we went and scooped him up, and he joined our squad, and he's killing it with us now. And our team's much better now. It's a little bit more solid. We got rid of the shit, and we're a little bit more solid now. And it works. And we survived that storm, which I think really prepared me for the bigger storm of the whole lawsuit battle that I got going on with the city and this huge war that we are. And I knew at one point they were going to try to come and close me down, and they did. They took my license and everything, and we're still rolling. But I think that storm prepared me for this storm. And everything, you got to take the good and the bad with everything. You know what I'm saying? We survived that shit, so fuck it. Like, it is what it is. And yeah, man, and that's what we did.
No, 100%. And like, listen, yeah, COVID was crazy for a lot of people, but I love hearing stories like that where people who adapted and overcame and like found a way,
Bro, we were forced to.
Like you said, like it made some people, but I love how that's a lot of life sometimes, you never know what's going to get thrown at you, but sometimes you get the worst situation and some people like will let it take them out, they stay home, they like, they get scared, bam, bam, they don't go out. But some people are like, all right, how we're gonna get through this, and then like you're saying, now getting through that, and then like you're getting more hurdles come, but you've already been through a few. Where
listen, bro, it was scary as shit. Like I'm telling you, like, and it got to a point that our squad would show up there every morning, and then mind you, we're virgins to all this, so we're like, yo, where you been? Who you with last night? You know what I'm saying? Make it, because we were like, yo, is this a real thing? Is people are getting really sick and dying? Like, you don't know in the beginning, and then in the beginning it was a lot to deal with, and then you have all the members that are calling, some canceling, some this, some that, but our members are so good, bro. Like, our team is so well, like, and I say team, like, our team is our team, bro. Like, our team are our clients, our members, whatever you guys want to call them, that's our team, bro. Like, that's why a lot of people can't fuck with us, and I say this with the most confidence, take a cockiness, I don't give a shit, that just shows insecurities of others, because I get it all the time, they're like, bro, you come off super cocky. I'm confident, I'm very confident, I'm not going to fold for anyone. So, we are the best at what we do, and I believe it. Because it shows in numbers, because of the consistency, okay? We're all different. We actually had a meeting yesterday and we were talking about this. We're all completely different style of trainers, And that's why the blend works, because we're not all the same person, same unit. It's a variety, it's a variety of difference. And we make it work. We kill it. Our members are fucking awesome. They love us. We love them. And we know them on personal levels already. It's not like, hey, you're number 1, number 6, number 2.
Like
they're fam, We do any events, they pull up, they invite us to things, so it's cool. We have a cool bond, and bro, that's what comes with it, man. That's also the good, And then there's bad, that comes with it. And that's life.
Yeah, but I think that's one of your gifts, dog. You're a very personal person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure that everybody comes to the gym, you're gonna have that good connection with them.
Bro, we do. We have a good we have a good foot though. You come in and we check you and cool.
Yo, I remember even when you used to fight, dog. You used to bring up. Yeah, you had a strong fan base, dog. You used to hustle. I was just saying the green from before.
Yeah.
I remember, dog. You stunner. Like whenever I see that green, I think about stunner. Dog. I think about your shirts and you walk out.
Yeah, because
I love that green color.
That green was raw.
That was when those shit was coming out. All the Nike.
Yeah, it's funny because everyone. Nike came out with that shit after. And it's funny because everyone's always like, yo, this shit reminds me of you. I'm like, yeah, but I did this shit before Nike. Obviously, Nike's a monster, but I was wearing that color and people were like, yo, that's an ugly ass color. And
everybody would think
and everyone's like, oh, Nike came out with it now. I'm like, oh, now it's fresh, right? You fucking haters. But it was cool, man. It worked for me and it made me stand out, which is what's the point of the game,
Yeah, for sure.
This is survival of the fittest, You know it. I learned how to get sponsors at an early start of my career. I learned like I told you last time, my first fight, I made $3,800. When some of these guys make $400 on their first fight.
Yeah, bro. 100%,
and I learned how to hustle the marketing and hey, You want to throw your company name on my back? Show me $2,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned how to hustle it. I never shortcutted anybody because I would give them everything I promised. You know, I would promote the shit out of them. I was loyal to people who were loyal to me. And that's how I was able to have consistent, you know, sponsors, man. And that's what works.
Yeah, yo, you fought for the CFA show too, right?
Yep.
Man, that was like kind of an epic show in Miami.
That show
was
was
one
epic.
of the most illest shows.
That show was sick.
Not only was in Miami, that was one of the almost illest overall shows that wasn't UFC.
Mind you, at the
that
time, you have to think about it. At the time, only UFC and Bellator were out. There was a bunch of lower levels.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like one championship, which is huge, was under the radars.
I never really heard of it until I went to Asia, dog.
Exactly. So like,
Yeah.
and a lot of these companies, it was obviously Pride, but then Pride was already going down.
Pride was already down at that time.
Exactly.
It was like a low time. It was just UFC.
There's UFC and Bellator.
It was UFC, Bellator, and then CFA had a lot of good fighters.
A lot of, and bro, if you look
that
at
are all in the UFC,
if you look at the roster,
UFC.
exactly. If you look at the roster of all the fighters from CFA, UFC, Bellator, wherever, PFL now, they're everywhere.
Yes, dog. They got a lot of good champs all over, you know, and a lot of guys from the PFL from the CFA went straight to the UFC, dog.
Yeah, a lot.
You know,
There was at one point we were
Dennis,
feeding a lot of
people, dog. You know, if you won that tournament, they had the tournament. Everybody got paid from those tournaments, right? Like,
yeah, bro. That's the thing. It was the only company down here that was actually paying fighters.
Yeah.
Listen, was it a massive amount of money? No, but they were paying fighters when no other company was.
They were paying fighters, and they were having consistent shows.
And they were having
like,
consistent shows, so we were eating consistently. Like, bro, one time I fought every 2 months, like back to back to back to back. And it was like that, you know? And obviously in the beginning I had this contract issue, so I was stuck with a former company. But, bro, like, they were really feeding the fighters. And they would take care of us, bro. They would do events. You know, they would do really cool events, bro. And they would do like they would do like side events that, you know, you can get to hustle and you go and you meet people. And it was cool, man. They treated us good. Can't complain.
Yeah. Damn, remember they had the Fallon Fox on there, bro.
We were the first people. Remember that shit?
Crazy.
It was the first era.
Before we even knew what that was,
and you know what's funny? No one.
That shit was leaking in the cracks, and we had no idea that like what was gonna like. Imagine now,
bro. You know, he's a motherfucker because you know they fucked him up the other day. You know when he fucking fought a girl in Mississippi.
Fallon Fox.
Yeah, yo, he left the bitch like almost brain dead.
No way. He's still fighting, dog.
Fucked up. But
that's crazy,
it's fucked up.
Bro.
It's fucked up. And it's funny because George de la Novad bitched at me then for saying something. Because I go, yo, what the fuck? It's still a dude. He just can't be fighting chicks. It's not the way it works. Because I'm an old school, okay? I'm very old school. You know, my grandma always told me, you never fucking hit girls. You never hit girls. You never hit girls. I was brought up that way. You never hit women. You don't hit girls. You don't hit. I was told that. You don't do that. So all of a sudden, we're adults now, and there's like a guy, and I get it. I understand the whole world. That's your shit. That's your life. But
you can't cross borders.
All of a sudden, you're a guy. You just, you took a couple hormones. You're gonna go fight a girl.
And then it's like a man for you can't be dog. And I think she was whatever was a man
adult,
for like
30 years.
30 years.
30 years. You were a grown man for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Your dick was hanging for 30 years. You know, you had that shit here. You have that shit here for 30 years. All of a sudden,
the bone structure is going to be the same.
Come on, but you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, I want to become a female. I get it, but I can't compete with females my age. It's not, my weight class. It's not fair.
And she didn't, we didn't know though, right? She just applied as a woman. We thought.
So, it was the first.
Like, did we know that was a trans? We just thought it was a woman.
So, it was the first event that had happened. This hadn't happened before. But I don't even know, I remember it cut some noise, but it was nothing as big as the situation that goes down now. She was the first transgender male to female to fight a female at her weight class. And that's why, remember, she whooped a couple of females. And I'll never forget when she fought that chick, Ashley.
She got knocked out?
She fucked her up, up. And I was so happy that Ashley fucked him up.
Ashley Evans. Did she go to the UFC or Ashley?
I think so. I want to say think so. Or Bellator. One of them. But I was so glad. I mean, it was a hard fight for her, but I was so glad that she overcame and fucked him up because he didn't deserve that. I didn't think that was right, that a man would strip a woman from her title when she earned it, and she's been fighting all the girls in the ranking for these years. All of a sudden, you come in, you mop up 2 people, and you get to come and fight a girl. I don't give a fuck. I still stand for it. I didn't like that shit. Happened recently, and I had a little issue about it, whatever, but I don't like that shit. It's not right, my opinion. And not too long ago, maybe a year ago, I saw that Fallon Fox fought someone in Mississippi or a girl in Mississippi or something. I think bashed her brain in. Literally bashed her head in. It's a guy.
Fucked her up. She died or she?
No,
died?
she's all fucked up. I don't remember the whole story, but you could Google it after if you want to quote me on. Fuck the guy up.
That's
I mean,
heavy,
fuck
right?
the chick up.
That's crazy.
That's cool.
Dog.
That's not crazy. How can that exist? But we're letting it.
And then there's another chick that just recently fought that did it too, right? There's another.
The military one.
Navy SEAL.
The Navy SEAL guy. Fuck him too.
That's
honestly,
crazy. Bro.
He was a Navy SEAL. Now he wasn't a Navy SEAL. He's a Green Beret or some shit.
He murdered people in Iraq.
No, you were in
dog.
fucking Iraq in war. You were a man. I don't give a fuck if I understand the mental aspect of it that you didn't feel okay. I understand that, but then you cannot come into a women's sport at 30 something after you've been a man fighting for the U.S. military as a soldier. Now all of a sudden you want to turn into a woman and you want to fight girls here. And bro, I mean, he can't fight worse shit anyways. You see him and he's trash, but he should not be.
That's the thing.
He's so trash. I get how fucking he flipped, dog. Like, let's be real. He's so trash, but he can't be fucking up chicks like that. That's not right, dog.
Dog, that's wild, bro. Man, so look at that. Since CFA, we saw that since back in the day.
Back in the days it happened, yep.
That's crazy, man. What a time we're living in now, bro.
It's crazy.
So you got, man. Hey, well, one of the things I want to ask you about, dog. When you were at the gym, right, and you started the shoes for streets, dog.
Yeah.
I love that. Do you still got that going on now, or?
So I've slowed it down a little bit just because, and I'll explain. Long story short, I did do that. I've been doing that since 2014. Long story short, I got to the gym one day, see a homeless man in the dumpster, and I was like, yo, what is this guy doing? Came out, no shoes, literally. And
Where'd you see him at?
I got to the gym early in the morning to
At the
teach a
gym?
class, and he was inside the dumpster just looking. And I go, hey, what are you doing? He goes, oh, I'm just looking for shoes. And I was like, bro. He came out and he was barefoot. And I go, what size are you? He's like, I'm a size 11. I was like, fuck. I was like, God damn it, I'm a size 11. So I said, you know what, bro, bro. Here's my shoes. Go ahead and get these. And I love those shoes. I got some other shoes in the back. I was like, I'll throw them on. But it fucked with me. It just stayed in my head all day. And I was like, brother, this guy really didn't have no shoes. And he was in the dumpster looking for shoes. So I was like, you know what? Hold on. Happened to be on a Sunday. So I went to church that Sunday afternoon. And when I left, while I was in church, our pastor was saying like a message. And as we left, I said, fuck, that was for me, bro. I was like, fuck, that was for me. So I literally came up with a name right there on the way home. Came up with Shoes for Streets. Came up with the Instagram. And then ever since then, I did, the shoe thing. Started with shoes, just giving out shoes to the homeless, collecting shoes, used shoes that were in good, decent shape, giving them to the homeless. Then I started with food. Then I started with clothes a little bit, to help out a little bit. In the cold time, I would give them, blankets or sweaters or whatever. But then it was strong game with the shoes. Like I was everywhere with the shoe game, just giving them shoes everywhere. And then the food, I started realizing, they really need to eat. So I really started doing that. And then it got really big with the storms. Since I was so used to giving, one day I saw the whole Texas, the storm in Texas. And it was in the first gym I had, that gym that I only had for 9 months. It was small, and one day I got to the gym on a Monday. I was like, yo, this is wild. Look at it. I'm watching the news, and I'm like, damn, the whole city's underwater.
They had a big storm over there.
It was the one in
right?
Texas. It was in 2000, I don't know, 6 years ago. Hurricane Harvey in Houston, and I was like, damn, that shit's underwater. So I was like, something stupid. I was like, yo, Instagram heads, listen, I'm going to collect some supplies, bring it, and I'll just send it to Texas. I never thought that I'll be the one driving it to Texas. So I ended up collecting 7 days. We were collecting for 7 days. I literally collected for the week.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
we just put it on the Instagram for what? So you're like,
I put it on my Instagram account. I said, yo, guys, listen, I'm going to be collecting supplies for Texas. If you want to go ahead and send some stuff, send it my way and I'll get it there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought I was going to ship it there or send it to someone.
Like a little box or something.
Whatever. I ended up filling up the fucking gym.
The whole gym.
The whole gym.
With stuff.
Waters, supplies, diapers, food, clothes, you name it. So, and I was like, fuck. So I ended up I was like, you know what? I guess I'm driving to Texas.
Yo, how did you even get it all? How did you?
So I rented a U-Haul. We loaded the U-Haul and I snapped the U-Haul in half. Okay, true story. I snapped the U-Haul in half because all the waters, I didn't know then what I know now as far as loading, but we put all the waters inside the bed of the truck towards the back, towards the inside, closer to the cab. And put all the rest of the supplies in there. But since all the waters were stacked up, there was so much weight, it cracked.
Like the bottle? Oh, you had gallons of water?
Had pallets of water. Pallets.
Oh, people were bringing water bottles. Oh, yeah, because you need water,
So I was bringing water. So funny thing is, I snapped the fucking U-Haul in half. I was like, fuck. I went to Penske. How life works, but this is crazy, guys. People need to hear this shit. You know, regular U-Hauls, they're low off the ground. Truck snapped in half. I need to swap. Found the Penske truck in Home Depot. The truck was lifted. All the trucks, Penske truck are like semi-trucks. They're higher up. And I'm like, bro, I don't want this big-ass truck. But I'm like, whatever. It's all they had. So there was two guys looking for work outside of Home Depot. I said, yo, you guys want to help me? I'll pay you guys like $20 each. Just help me load it. So they helped me.
So they had to unload the broken truck.
Yeah, I parked both trucks back to back. And we just swapped everything between us three. Boom, boom, boom. I shut eye. Took off to Texas.
And it was all hurricane, all supplies. All kinds of supplies.
All kinds of supplies, everything. You know, anything that you needed to survive. Get all the way to Texas.
Dog, you drove to Texas from Miami?
Yep. I-75,
Bro, so who'd you go with? You went solo?
Me and my buddy. And went all the way to Texas.
And did you let them know? Like, did you call somebody and be like,
no,
yo,
bro.
we're coming to...
That's what I was telling everybody. Like, bro, like, a lot of people are like, bro, you're going to do this. This is crazy. You can't do it. I'm like, bro, I get it already. So, God-given, so I filled up in Louisiana. I fill up. I'm like, yo, let me check this out. When I come out of Louisiana, I'm coming into Texas. They diverted traffic off of Texas, off I-10 onto some side road. So when I pulled up to the military and to Texas Rangers, I'm like, yo, listen, I need to get going that way. I know you guys are diverting people, but I'm from Miami. I'm loaded with supplies for you people. And they were like, what? I go, I came to help out, but I need to go that way. They're like, no, you can't go that way because we're still looking for survivors. I'm like, all right, cool. I need to go that way. The guy goes, hold on. So the military guys go. They talk to the Texas Rangers. They're talking. Texas Ranger comes up to me, some Texas Highway Patrols. He goes, hey, what are you doing? And I go, well, I just need to go that way. I know Houston's that way. I have supplies. I just want to bring it. He goes, well, you're on your own. We're going to let you through, but you're on your own. I swear to you, they were diverting everyone that way. And, bro, I went like that. They opened the barricades. They moved the cars. And then,
Penske with the Florida driver license.
Bro, I actually had an Arizona tag, so it was funny. But how life works, I was driving, and it was something out of a movie, bro. I was deserted. There was no one for miles. I was like, yo, we're the only car on the highway.
That's crazy.
And it was some weird shit. So I was weirded out, and then all of a sudden, I came into the area, and everything was flooded, even with the highway. Like, at times, there was water on the highway. So I said, this is why they're not letting no one in. There was even cracks on the highway from the debris, everything that destroyed everything. And at one point, I was like, oh, shit. This is serious. Serious. Yeah. I didn't know what I was getting into. It was my first one, just really doing it. And, man, ever since then, we were there that day. We were there for 3 days or 2 days or whatever. And we went, we gave out the supplies, we helped people up, we loaded people, we gave people rides.
Where did you, so like, was there somebody, where were the people at? You found people in
people inside their homes. There was people outside their homes. We went into people's houses, helping people out.
With the truck, just like, yo, what do you need?
Yeah, and we just empty them out, give them stuff.
That's wild.
We dropped a couple, we loaded a bunch of people, like a couple of people loaded up with us, and we dropped them off at the nearest, like, center.
Because they had no way out?
They had no way out, or they were stuck already. They were running low on food, and they're like, yo, listen, we'll take the ride out. So that happened. But then one of the craziest things that happened was I was running out of diesel, right? And I was like, fuck, where am I going to get diesel? There's no diesel here. And I saw a couple big Texas boys on big trucks. They're like, boy, we're out of diesel. I said, oh, shit. So, bro, coincidentally, Trump was landing at a military base, and I see all the military trucks. I said, I'm going there. I didn't know it was Trump. At the time, I just saw first the helicopters, what are the first one?
Yeah.
Air Force One.
Yeah.
It was the Air Force One helicopters.
Because he was coming to check the...
He was coming to, like, touch ground for the first time. So when I get to, like, where the military was blocking the road, they're like, hey, you got to turn around. I'm like, well, listen, hit the brakes. I have no diesel, and I got a truck full of supplies, and I'm here to help. I'm from Miami. I go, if you don't give me diesel, I run out of diesel, you're going to have to come save me and empty this truck. What do you want to do? So he goes, what the fuck? And he goes, hold on, bro, how life works. He went, talked to one of his guys, came back, and he goes, listen to me. Follow that road, make a left, and you're going to find a barn. When you get to the barn, he goes, and this truck is high enough. It's all underwater, but this truck is high enough. I said, all right, I trust you. He goes, go to the barn, fill up, just write down how many gallons you take and put U.S. Army. I go, yes, sir. Bro, if I would have been in the U-Haul, I would have never been able to put diesel because the truck would have been underwater. How life works. Since I was in the Penske, it was higher, and I was able to go through the road. The water was higher than the mailboxes. There was no road. It was, I hope there's a road there. Keep going. I hope there's a road there. It was water. Drove in. When I get to the barn, I'm like, what the fuck? It literally was like on a hill. I get up. They had a huge tank. I go, fill up. Like, what the fuck? We just got free diesel. That truck was like, it was $300 to fill up. It had a monster tank. I was like, what the fuck? I just got free diesel. See his Texas Ranger. He goes, hey, just go ahead and don't forget, put how many gallons you take. Just write U.S. Army. Have a good day. I was like, what the fuck? Continued on my mission. And man, that's how it started. And ever since then, I hit, we finished. I ended up getting to Houston, helping out in Houston. I was the first truck that pulled into the, I forgot the name of the stadium right now. The big stadium in Texas, in Houston, Texas, where the Texans played. I was the first truck that pulled in to deliver supplies. They had no supplies. They had a huge setup. They were taking in a lot of people who were left stranded. And I'll never forget, I looked through the windows, and there was on tables like this, they had water, diapers, food, girl clothes, boy clothes, canned foods, toiletries, and they were all empty. When I got there, the lady goes, oh my God. She goes, she was head of FEMA. She goes, thank you for getting here. We've been waiting for our trucks. Our trucks are delayed to get here. So true story, bro. It's cool as shit. Went, unloaded the whole truck. And you know what? It was like one of those, like that story that you never run out of supplies. Like, that God story that you were giving out bread and you kept on giving out bread and you're like, how do I still have bread? I emptied out that truck so much in that day that when I got there, I go, bro, we have nothing left to give there. And I swear, it was like when I opened it, the whole truck was full again. I was like, what the fuck? How do we still have so much supplies? It was weird, weird shit that happens. Fast forward, ever since then, I've done every major hurricane ever since. I'm talking about the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, Panama City, the Keys, North Carolina, all of in Florida. Did I say Panama City already? You name it. And I've been able to collect, take major supplies, and go help out. It's been a cool ride.
Wow, bro.
Yeah,
that's a wild story, man.
It's been fresh.
So when you loaded up the truck, it's like I had like a crazy energy of like God almost had your back on that whole trip. If you think about that, like the way things turned out, bro.
Listen,
like
on a bunch of them, it's been like that. On every single one, it's been like that. Okay, I've been blessed. The one in the Keys, for example, when the hurricane in the Keys came through, a random number called me. Somebody said, hey, I know you through someone. Hey, listen, my boss wants to come down to Miami. Can you take him to Ground Zero? And I was like, what the fuck, I look like a tour guide? Honestly, I was in the beginning, I was like, I fucking look like a tour guide. He's like, no, you don't understand. My boss is the guy who built the memorial for 9/11 in New York. He's one of the biggest construction workers in New York. Well, Sandy Hook, right, in New York, the big storm, he was one of the ones that brought that city back to life. And 9/11. The whole memorial on 9/11, which I just recently went, they built it. So I was like, oh shit, this guy's to be big. So I'm like, all right, man, just, I go, what's the plan? He goes, well, we're landing at Miami International Airport tomorrow. Can you show us where this stuff is in the Keys? I was like, yeah. Coolest experience ever. I met them at the airport. The guy jumped in with me, and I was like the head boss, super cool guy, super boss status, you could tell. And then I had two Suburbans full of people following us, and I took the whole right into the Keys.
He went with you into the car?
He went with me in my truck.
Did you have like your truck?
Yeah, my big truck and my F-250, and bro, we went into the Keys.
That guy, just talking to him the whole time?
I got FEMA clearance passes. Yeah, we got to know each other. I got
it's a long
FEMA.
trip, like 4 hours to the Keys, right?
Yeah, from all the way from an airport. It was about 3.5.
And Suburbans following you guys? Like
two Suburbans. Hey, listen, they got FEMA clearance within hours. They had a huge spot that FEMA said, go ahead and set up there. We set up a huge command post. We brought in massive supplies, started giving it out to the people. It was real deal. And look, man, also the Bahamas. When the Bahamas got hit with a major hurricane, one of my clients said, hey, you want me to fly you all those supplies over there? I'll do it. I'm like, you're the man. You got it. We loaded his private plane. I went in the cockpit. I was, playing co-pilot.
Yeah. You went in the private plane?
Yeah. And with all my
dropped off things?
In the Bahamas.
Yo, you're like fucking doing God's work out here, dog. This is wild, bro.
So it's been fresh, man.
Gabriel, blowing my mind right now, dog. What was it like going in a private plane?
Well, shit. Bro, sitting in
Not
the
quite
front.
like how you thought, but
The funny thing is,
but it was a dope private plane, and he
fucking
just
dope
loaded
as
it up
fuck.
with stuff.
Loaded. And
like didn't
honestly,
give a fuck. Like
I
fucking-
asked him, and I was like, yo, like, hey, what can I bring? And he goes, and he was like, he's like, oh yeah, whatever the fuck you want. I go, yeah, bro, but how much can I fill up? And he goes, try everything, and we'll fill it up, and we'll figure it out. I go, so now I was like, bro, I'm gonna come loaded. Like, don't play with me. And he goes, oh yeah, bring it, we'll fill it up. I go, okay. So, you know, you think it's a private plane, you know, he's gonna be like, hey, put that there, and you're like, that's it? Bro. We shoved every compartment that they have on the outside of the plane, we shoved stuff in there. The plane, he was driving, I was in the cockpit.
He was driving the plane?
Yeah, he was driving the plane.
His
He was on
plane,
pilot.
he drives it?
Yep.
Is he a pilot or he has some other work
he's
in
a pilot.
business?
Oh,
Oh, that's his thing.
he owns a major cigar company, huge. But he's a boss.
He got his
being
pilot
a pilot.
license?
Yeah, he's a pilot. That guy flies all over the world. He's a boss.
You can do that, right? When
Yeah, he has a private pilot license. So my boy was sitting in the back of the plane. Yo, we filled up the whole plane. Then my boy goes, dog, if we crash.
Oh my God, doesn't the weight fuck you up?
That's what we were scared about. We were like, yo, isn't there too much weight on this plane?
What?
So we were kind of bugging out, but we're like, whatever, we're loaded, bro. We went, we dropped off everything in the Bahamas. Cool, because, you know, I was able to get shit there for real. Man, and there's been a bunch of them, man. I loaded up, we took trailers and trailers to Panama City. You know, we helped out the local fire department there. We were like one of the first people to help out the local fire department before they even knew what the fuck happened. North Carolina, weird shit that happens that I keep telling people. You know, weird things that happen is when I got to North Carolina off the main highway, when I got there, we're good. When I got there off the main highway, crazy how life works. I get there, it's all smooth. Bro, they had a roadblock. And I'm like, damn, here we go again. North Carolina troopers are like, hey, how can I help you? I'm like, hey, listen, I'm here from Miami.
Yo,
I'm here from Miami. I'm just bringing some supplies. And it was my F-250 with a trailer, me pulling a box trailer. I go, listen, I'm just here to bring some supplies, blah, blah. He goes, the guy was such a cool country boy. He goes, you're from Miami, Florida. You came over here to bring us supplies? I go, yes, sir. It was needed, and we're here. He goes, all right. True story. FEMA semi-truck parked behind me. The guy walks up and he goes, hey, sir, I'm from FEMA. I need to pull up there. He goes, fucking drive 10 more miles and get off in the next exit. Like, just told him to go fuck off. One of the state troopers goes, follow me. Bro, he gave us a route in for 27 miles. Took us exactly to the command post of Ground Zero. And we were able to take all the supplies to where needed to. It was the coolest thing ever. He literally gave me his state trooper North Carolina patch. I have it in my truck. Gave me his North Carolina patch, state trooper patch. And he took a picture of me. I took a picture of him. I was like, man, I appreciate it. Super cool guy, humble people. And it's been cool, man. And then we helped all along the country because it was like in a very poor area. And we had to get in the water and everything. It's cool, man. It's been very
in the water,
adventurous. Like water to here, helping people. It's wild, man. It's been cool, though. It's been cool. It's rewarding, you know? It's cool.
You've been helping people in the country, bro. Like our own people's, dog. You're helping Americans.
Yeah, dog. It's cool.
Huge, man.
And like I always tell people, it's funny. Like now, obviously, we have all this politics shit and pick sides. I've gone to every white, black, China, it doesn't matter who the fuck you are that lives in the United States. Poor or rich, bro. We've been everywhere to help. Even here in Florida, bro. We've had some of the worst storms destroy some of the richest towns. And rich, poor, white, black, you're going to take the help when it comes. And, you know, and that's the truth.
You're not going to, don't matter.
Hey, who did you vote for before I could go ahead and, I'm going to give you a case of water. Who did you vote for? It's not like that, bro. So that's what I like about that. That's what I love. It's pure.
And something about those like times of like
when you're in need, bro.
Like, when times in need, like you said, exactly, bro.
All that bullshit goes out the window. That's what I love.
Everything goes out the water. Because then we're just people, dog. And
we're people.
That's what exposes it and puts the light on.
And that's always does. And if you don't learn to fucking figure this shit out together, God's gonna go boom, motherfuckers figure it out together. You know, and that's the truth. We're caught up too much in the bullshit.
What is going on, bro? Like, remember when 9/11 happened, dog? Remember the whole country united, dog?
United, bro, the whole thing.
And it was bullshit, if you ask me. Like, I now, looking back, knowing what we know now, just like with the COVID, like we all believed in the beginning.
Yeah.
Bro, Tower 7, the whole shit doesn't make sense. But the one thing out of all that,
everybody came together.
For sure, I feel like this country, like the government, like they did something to us because that's when they installed the Patriot Act. We had no idea, but the only good thing about it, bro, is showed that as a people, as a country, how strong we can be, dog. How united everybody was helping everybody, dog.
What's crazy
New York
is
came together, and now what happened, dog? It's crazy.
What's crazy is whatever happened. I don't know about the conspiracy theory so much about what happened 9/11. It's very suspect. but I don't have facts, so it's hard for me to say, hey, this is what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I will tell you this. I think it backfired on regardless, good or bad, if it was us or not. The whole plan backfired. It was good that for the purpose of what it was needed for. Americans became united. We were together to go handle what needed to be handled overseas. That's exactly what happened. But then I think it backfired. Because then they're like, wait, the whole country's too fucking together. The countries are all pro-Americans. So then, ever since then, if you do the math, and if you look, it's deteriorated us. The last years. They've been breaking us down. And bro, no, we live in fucking, this time is weird, bro.
It's like, I thought we got over all this stuff, and then they got it down to men and women are fighting with each other. They got, like, feminists. You know, this is like a new, I'm like,
war
yo,
now, bro.
it's just
everything's
crazy,
a war. And you gotta,
dog.
like, watch what you're saying. It's crazy.
It's a war, dog, and it started like, yo, I almost feel like there's somebody upstairs, like, just cranking their nozzles,
of
like
course.
a catastrophe now. Like,
do this.
Just turning the nozzle.
Yeah.
And they're just watching us like ants. Yo, my boy told me an interesting thing about, did you know that if you get red ants and black ants, right? And you put them in a sandbox, they'll all intertwine with each other. And they'll never even count, right? If you just put them in a box and let them in their natural habitat, they're just going to flow and go about the world. But you know when they start fighting? When you shake up the sandbox.
Really?
It's the only time that red ants and black ants fight.
Really?
And it almost feels like that's what they do in this country sometimes. Dog,
Yeah,
where it's like, if you just leave humans to our own extent, dog, like,
they'll get along.
You get little kids together, dog. Kids don't.
That's why I always say that. That's what, look, I always hate that shit. And I think I've posted in the past. I love when I see like pure little kids, like a little white kid, a little black kid having a great fucking time.
I have no
and I'm
idea,
like, oh, you fucking adults suck. You videotape it and you see like, look how genuine, look how cute. That's pure. Listen, bro, it happened with me. At one point, I was the only Hispanic kid in a black neighborhood. I know everyone in the Grove. I was cool as fuck. All the little black boys from the Grove. I didn't have that issue. And even then, I'm 39. Even when I was younger, bro, like when the riots would break out in our school and the big fucking fights would break out, all the black boys from that I knew me wouldn't touch me. I would fight the other black boys. They wouldn't touch me. And then same thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, now this shit's all weird, bro. But and it's like, they just did it, bro, because I was a young kid growing up, bro, and I was the only Hispanic kid, and we all got along great, and they were my boys. I know some of these guys from, bro, the Grove now, still to this day, I'm 39, and I know them. I went to elementary with them. It's just weird now, though.
It's weird. Like, yo, we grew up in the 90s. Like, all my favorite music artists are fucking, and all my favorite music artists and all my favorite music artists and athletes and, like, great people are all black.
Are
like,
all black,
I grew up loving Will Smith,
exactly.
Martin Lawrence, Chris Rock.
Now it's like
Dave Chappelle. You know what I'm
try to
saying?
separate
So it's
everything.
like,
They try to make it
dog,
happen.
it's crazy. Like, it's wild, man. It's wild, dog. I really feel like
It's true.
the more we fight and the more we stir against each other, like, something's going on. Like, yo, we were just talking before when our podcast first started. They had the balloons, bro. Remember the spy balloons?
Yeah.
Dog, then a week later, they tell us that what happened. I didn't even know there was a country in America called Palestine. It's almost like, this is almost like
What, a city? Like a city or
the
state?
Palestine, that's where the train rails were.
Oh, the train rails.
In Palestine, Ohio. I didn't know that.
Ohio, yeah.
But that happened for a week and they didn't tell us, dog. They were telling us about some goddamn balloon in the sky, and there was a poison being unleashed into our atmosphere. Did you see the water? The water's
everything.
boiling.
But listen,
animals are dying from the air, bro.
a bunch. And listen, not even that. Look how much they stirred up so much shit about what was happening within a week. First, it was a Chinese balloon. They let it fly across the whole country, then they shoot it down. Then all of a sudden, there's 3 objects flying over Alaska, and we shot it down.
UFOs, and they can't find the debris.
And they can't find the debris. You're like, hold on, are we fucking dying or not? Are we getting invaded or not? What the fuck? And this week, I even posted like 2 days ago, what the fuck is happening? People, then also, another train fucking collapsed. Then in Florida, we have a huge factory. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
A plastic factory is set on fire, bro.
Thousands of acres or hundreds of acres, huge. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Something's weird, bro.
And then something in Texas. There was a train derailment.
Train derailment in Texas.
There's a train derailment in Ohio.
In Ohio, and there's another one.
And then there's a Kissimmee factory being lit on fire.
Bro,
that's all toxins going into the air. You know what I'm saying?
Something's up. Like if they're taking away the fucking access to roads and to take heavy machinery across the country. Think about it. All these trains derail. What do? You have no way of taking all these big machineries across the country like they usually do.
Man.
And then it's weird.
I was looking on some things. They were saying that like it was like some companies being like, some guys were being like selfish, like the train company, like they had like fixed their brakes hadn't been changed in like in 5 weeks. But I just don't understand how everybody's trained systems.
All of a sudden.
Oh, and a helicopter went down too. I saw the helicopter went down.
Oh yeah.
Yo, oh my gosh. Yo, have you seen this with the planes? Dog, this shit's crazy. It's not even safe to fly no more. Yo, my parents went to Colorado a couple months ago. They told me when they were landing, they almost nosedived, dog. They had to they almost crashed, bro.
For real?
Like, they had like a fucking heart attack, bro. They said they almost nosedived. They had to like go back up and re-land. And then the guy was telling my dad, the guy that sitting next to my dad's like, "Did you see that pilot?" He said the pilot looked like he was like 22 years old. I heard it's like all these young kids flying planes.
For real? I don't know.
Bro, then another plane just recently coming from the Bahamas into from Hawaii or something.
The Hawaii one, I
had
saw
a nosedive, dog. It
I saw
almost
that.
hit the ground, and
I
then it
saw
came
that.
back up.
I saw that. I did see that one.
Can't even fly no more, dog. And I've always been scared to
Bro,
fly.
I fly all the time, so don't fuck it. It is what it is.
I've never been scared to fly, and I've been flying all over the world, man. I went to
Yeah.
Thailand, you know what I'm saying? And
How long were those
one of
flights?
countries-
Flights are long as fuck.
Bro, the flight to Thailand it takes about 29. I've taken some long ones, so the cheaper it is, the longer it is. You know? So I've gotten the cheapest one before where it's like, fuck. But it takes about 29 hours on the plane, just besides like transfer, you know?
Yeah.
So like, usually the one that I always do is from here to Qatar, which is about 13 hours. Oh, no, it's about 20 hours flying. So I do from here to Qatar is like 13 hours. And then from Qatar to Thailand is like 7 hours. So it's like 20 hours total, you know?
Damn.
I like the long flights, though. The 13, 14. I think it's like 16-hour flight, actually. I forgot.
I think when I went to Brazil one time, that was like 9 hours or some shit.
It's pretty long. 9 hours is a good amount of
Yeah,
time.
that was a long one.
You went to Brazil? What part, yo?
To Rio?
Did you go to do
train?
work, too?
No,
to
it's a train. Yeah, it's a train.
Oh, no way,
No,
dog.
this was 2010. I went there for jiu-jitsu. It was hard.
Yo, you
was
went to
raw.
the motherland. That shit must have been like,
It was.
everybody was super legit. Everybody's good at jiu-jitsu.
You know what's funny? The one thing I learned, I mean, it's developing here now, but back, I'm talking about 2010. Coolest thing ever was when I walked into each gym, there was like 30 black belts.
Everywhere.
And like 2 or 3 blue belts or purple belts, brown belts. Back here, and here it was like, God forbid, you wouldn't even see a black belt. One black belt and like 20 blue belts. And it's over there was the opposite. And obviously the competition over there was insane. And it was awesome, man. Brazil was really cool. I got to see some really cool people.
Damn, how long you stayed there for? How long? Like
a week.
Like
Week
a
and a
week?
half.
Okay,
Week and a half.
nice, bro. Were you getting ready for a fight or something? Or?
I was just training hardcore jiu-jitsu. At the time, I
Damn.
wasn't even doing the fighting scene yet. I was just doing jiu-jitsu only. So I went there and I was literally training 3 times a day, 3-hour sessions.
In the gi too? Like in the
Gi.
gi or no
Gi.
no
Gi.
no gi, right?
All gi.
Everybody trains gi out there.
I was
yo.
just doing, back then I only went there and I was only doing gi.
Damn. It's pretty cheap over there, right? Like to live and stuff
Everything
like
was
that.
cheap as shit. But one of our coaches had he's Brazilian. So we stayed at his family's house. I didn't pay no rent or no housing. All I did was to pay for my flight, literally.
No way.
And whatever my food was for the day and shit.
Oh, you got like acai straight from the
I,
berries
hell
out
yeah,
there,
I grabbed the purest acai. My coach wanted to kill me. Like I couldn't sleep one night. So I was like on Skype or some shit back then. And I was like, bro, I'm fucking hungry. And I walked downstairs. I walked like 2 miles to the acai place. Because I remember that I saw it was like open. And I was like, yo, I wonder if they're open. They were open. I went and got acai like at 2 a.m. Funny thing is, it was funny because it was a selfie, but it wasn't a selfie. It was a fucking BlackBerry. I took a picture.
The Blackberry, the
With
BBM.
the BBM. I had my BlackBerry and I took a picture with 2 cops, and they both had AK-47s. And I was like this, just standing there, and it was like cool as fuck. And I got back to the house. I'm there chilling. And in the morning, we go to train. I told my coach, yo, you know what? Last night I walked over here. He goes, you fucking went where? 2 a.m. I'm like, yo, I couldn't sleep. They're like, what the fuck? They're like, are you fucking crazy, bro? You can't do that here. I'm like, well, I did it. So, and it was cool, man. But it was awesome.
Oh, it was mad dangerous stuff.
Yeah, it was mad crazy. I don't know if fucking Portuguese are there, like, they're fucking butcher you if you don't know what the fuck you're saying.
It's so true, dog. What you don't know don't hurt you.
Exactly,
You know
it's
what
true.
I'm saying? So it's
Sure, so I was
like,
like, fuck it. And I've always
wild,
been
man.
wild, bro. I'll figure it out.
yo, you love the rush, dog. I think that's
do.
what it is.
I do.
I didn't know your nickname Stunner from driving motorcycles back in the day, yo.
So before the fighting, I used to do be big into doing stunts on bikes, like street bikes.
Stunts, not even riding, like just going fast.
Not riding.
Stunts.
Like we would ride fast, but it was like a few of us just started getting hardcore and just doing stunts. Like we would, like at one point I didn't want to ride the streets. I would have my bike in the truck and we would go to like warehouse areas, just practice at night and just literally.
Like those big fields that you see.
No, like big. Open
And
land,
then I feel
open
like
parking lots.
big parking lots, so you can move and groove.
Yeah, like big open parking lots in the middle of warehouse districts.
Yo,
And
what
we
is
used
the
to
first stunt you learned? All right, so you start riding bikes, and then
I started riding bikes, but I was always a little. Yeah, I was always about it. Like, second I got a bike, I was like a madman. So I caught on to it quick, and then it became like I started getting to like more back then, or it still is now, but it was acrobatic stunts, which are more dangerous than just I just do regular stunts, you know. So I started doing. I needed space to let the bike go uncontrolled. I would do like the Jesus Christ, you know, like
The Jesus Christ, what, like you?
or you're you pop it a neutral and you're going like 30, 40, 50 miles an hour, depends how fast you're, and you stand up. And you know what I'm saying?
For how long? Oh my
long as you
God,
can.
like this.
Yeah, and the bike is just
How fast are you going when you do the Jesus Christ? Like 40, 50?
30, 20. It
Okay,
depends.
okay.
I obviously, as you master it, believe it or not, the slower you do tricks,
The worst?
the better. The more professional you
Okay,
are.
okay.
So because it's more slow than controlled. Obviously, certain tricks you need momentum, which is different. But for the most part, I was doing like stupid shit, like wild shit. You know, like wild shit that I
Like
wouldn't.
spin outs, like shh.
We used to do donuts and shit like that, and you know, wheelies, obviously, endos.
I was gonna say the
That-
wheelies.
those
the
are the
wheelies.
ones-
You could do
Wheelies all day, but what?
on the highway.
Yeah, on highway, street, everywhere.
You stunt on people. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah,
That's what stunt.
dude. So-
I hate you people. I don't want to see nobody doing wheelies next to me. I get scared
I
for
love
you.
it. I
I'm
fucking love
driving
it.
and you're like. Ah,
But you know
ah.
what? You know what? It's just like fighting. I don't miss it. I loved it and I enjoyed it so much, especially now with my kids. I don't miss that shit because I know it's gonna cause me. It's gonna be the death of me. So I'm like, I'm deuce. I'm out. But it's funny because the one that, which is the scariest fucking trick to me, was doing the endos, which is hauling ass, coming in, flying, and locking in on the front wheel. Those became the funnest ones to me by far, but when you fall, they bite you in the ass pretty hard.
The
you
endo
learn.
is.
Coming, hauling ass, brought 100 miles an hour, oof, and locking that front wheel and hitting the brakes, and just balancing on that front tire. So
Oh my God! Wait! Oh, it just stops.
yeah, you go and you're on the front wheel, and you're balanced on the front wheel.
But there's a front. Are you still rolling or no?
Yeah, you're rolling.
But the front reed doesn't.
Hey,
What
you're
do you,
just,
what do you brake?
You're on the front brakes.
Oh, but the brake's not. Oh, you're slowing
not-
down, but you're not
Yeah.
hitting the brakes.
So
You'll fly
imagine-
off, right?
Exactly. Imagine you come in at 100 miles an hour, you jam the brakes, it's gonna dump it. It's gonna dump it, but then you need to
And
find
then-
that
then
balance
you gotta.
point. You need
Oh
to
my
find.
God, bro! How do you practice that, dog?
So it's painful because every time you fall, it hurts a lot. Like that is you falling, the bike landing on you. You falling, the bike landing on you. Yeah, it's rough.
You
bro.
actually fall practicing this shit?
Woof, woof.
Like a skateboarder falls, you
Woof,
fall
just like that.
No, I thought that you would just always get it right.
No,
if you fall,
bro.
you die.
I've totaled so many bikes.
Yo, how many? And if
I've
you-
totaled so many bikes.
What the fuck? Hold on a sec, dog.
It's wild. It's wild.
I can't believe bro. Thank God we did another one. We ran this back because this is crazy, dog. Fuck fighting. This could be. All right, hold on a sec, dog. So if you fuck up one endo and the bike falls over,
Yeah,
you
you
gotta
gotta-
fix it.
Fuck yeah.
And
That's why, bro. I
Is
was
it
really broke.
unfixable?
I was really broke. It's a very expensive hobby, and then you break your shit all the time, and you're like, ow. And then yeah, it's expensive, bro.
what about wheelies? You bust your ass learning
Yeah,
wheelies?
you learn how you bust your ass doing every trick, and the one that tells you they haven't is bullshit.
My
Look, one of my boys, two of my boys are still they still love the stunts. They're hardcore into it. One of my boy Randy's very successful cat, but he still rides because he is naturally gifted. Like he's nasty with it. That motherfucker falls every once in a while. He's wrecked bike. We've all wrecked bikes. Everyone does it. It's part of the game.
Yeah,
And it's painful, man. I have more real injuries that I have on my physical body are not from fighting. They're from that. I tell people all the time, they're like, I'm like, bro, I didn't take that much damage in fighting. I mean, I did. I've lost a tooth, you know. But realistically, my impact damage is from all the motorcycle shit before.
You wear a helmet, right? Like you have to
Always,
wear a helmet.
always.
And then the bodysuit helps a lot.
So yeah, if you're lucky enough to wear a bodysuit, because you know when you start practicing in Florida, you start taking your shirt off. Shirt up, you get hot as fuck. But it's because it's like a sport. You're out there just riding for hours. But it's wild. But like at one point I got comfortable. I would just wear gloves because you're always gonna eat shit. So I would wear good gloves, good helmet. At times I'll be without a shirt because I'm sweating and just jeans. But like when I would do the street rides, jacket up, let's fucking ride. Most of my most of my bad falls, like real bad accidents, I've been covered in jacket, except one. I was here in Miami for the weekend because I was going to school in Orlando when I was 21. was going to school. I was here in Miami for the weekend or a week or whatever. And I was wearing sweatpants. I was free balling. I always free ball. You know me, you know it. So I was wearing sweatpants. I was wearing sweatpants and a Heat jersey, all right? Listen, this is the most painful shit ever.
No.
I go to the beach.
That's the worst attire for
mind
bikes,
you, fucking
right?
a Heat jersey.
You should be wearing
I
at
was
least
wearing a Shaq
jeans.
jersey and sweatpants. So I get to the beach or whatever, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm out of here. I leave. One of those, I'm fucking eating shit, I'm doing a wheelie or whatever, and I fucking went back. And
You can just randomly fall on a wheelie. Just
of course.
It's just it's always dangerous.
It's always dangerous.
There's no safe way to do a wheelie, dog.
No. And
God damn it.
So I eat shit, and I was sliding, trying to fucking get momentum to pop up, and I'm like, God damn it. And my back and my nagas, I'm like, whoa. Finally, whoo, I pop up. I'm like, God damn it. I get to the wall, and I'm like, and my boy, all the bikes are stopping. I'm like, I know. My boy's like, yo, your ass is up.
Oh my God, your ass.
I was literally standing on the wall like this, just trying to get fresh air. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yo, and he goes, yo, your back and your ass is roasted. I'm like, I know. I feel it. Funny thing was, so I go to Jackson Hospital or whatever. I'm there, and in Jackson Hospital, I had to lay like this with my back forward. I mean, my back up, me forward. And my sister was looking for me. Funny shit, my sister was looking for me, walking through the hallways. And this lady comes up to me, poor nurse, bro. She goes, listen, son, this is gonna hurt, but I have to do it because now you're gonna get infected because of the asphalt.
Oh no!
Bro, she gets this like little sponge brush and just goes, and I feel it leaking. I'm like, and bro, it just hurt so much. I'm like, you fucking bitch. I didn't mean to. It was
From
just
a motorcycle, dog.
Bro, and my sister turns the corner. She goes, well, I found you because you're screaming. And I was like, oh. Bro, and that one hurt so bad, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm never not wearing a jacket again. After that time, I continued doing stunts, but I always wore a jacket. Hot or cold, I didn't give a shit. And that's what made me continue to always wear a jacket. Because, bro, I'm talking about from my mid-back to my ass cheeks, it was picadillo. So I was like, nah, that's not happening again. And that was the last time I didn't wear a jacket, stunning, or riding the streets.
Is that when you tell me this on the motorcycle, it makes me crazy because, dog, I have so many friends that crashed I've crashed my motorbike in Thailand.
Yeah, the little scooters.
Scooter,
Of
120.
course. I love those
We call
things.
it's 120cc, dog. The most I'm doing is like 40 miles.
We had the 600, 750, the 1000s.
That's what I'm saying, dog. I've wrecked on that thing 3 times, and bro, the road rash I've had.
I'm blessed, bro. My boy Ricky, he's hating if he sees this because my boy Ricky, he has the patches.
Oh my God.
But my boy would still pick at the road rash. I'm like, yo, don't pick at it. Yo, I don't know how I don't have arms that show, because if I show you some pictures, I'm talking about, bro, layers missing.
It's weird how the skin's strong, dog.
His skin is strong, bro. I've been lucky. I don't have any marks. I mean, I do have some, but not really.
Yo, that biking is like, yo, people who bike are ride or die for real, dog. Like, I had a homeboy lead that I used to work with in construction. He was a savage, dog. He's the one that kind of got me in MMA. That got me into it. He's like, he used to fight and like told me like to check out gyms when I was younger. But he used to ride bikes and like he's like, yo, I'm gonna die on a bike. He just like that was like he was like, yo, that's the way I'm probably gonna die.
So,
you know. Like,
I'll tell you this. You know, I've always been a very God believer, but when I was young, I was very wild, and obviously before kids and anything, we would ride so crazy, and sometimes I'm like, what was wrong with you? I would ride so crazy, I would talk shit in my helmet to myself. I would like trash talk myself, like, go pussy faster, and I would just feel myself. And then or sometimes I'll be like, I'll talk shit to God, not trying him, just let's go. Like I would just, bro, and I was like, what was wrong with me? But mind you, you're going 100, 160 miles an hour. You're there on fire. You're riding the highway. Bro, so you think you're untouchable.
What is it like? How fast are you on the highway, dog? That speed, you
Bro,
feel like
we
you're
used to
gliding.
ride
You feel like you're
reckless.
gliding, right?
Nah, you ain't gliding.
Not
Shit.
gliding, but
You're just on another level.
It's like you're flying.
Like if you blink and you fuck up, you're done. Like you can't. There's no fucking errors there. Now you pay the price. And bro, me and my boys, like we used to ride hard. Like we used to go from anywhere, from Miami to West Palm Beach, just to go ride crazy. Then Miami to the South Beach, and you do stupid shit in the highway. When you start riding fast for like that, then we got into the races, which that didn't help. That it wasn't a bike dangerous enough. Now you're racing. My boy's bike that I would ride would go 190, and we were flying. So. Bro, it's just...
What are these races? Like, what kind of race? Like
street races in Okeechobee and shit. Back in the days. But what happens is you fucking
like
race...
a straight line or
straight line.
Against a guy?
Against another bike or a fast car. So that was back in the days. I was very minimal, but...
You race cars? People go cars against bikes?
Yeah, bro, there was a... what was the guy's name? Whatever. This guy had a fucking Corvette that was fast as fuck. And, bro, that motherfucker was fast as fuck. And he would ride. We would smoke him at the end, but he would give you a run for your money. And he beat some bikes that didn't know how to ride good because this shit was fast. But, bro, so it was fun, man. It was fun. But once I had kids, I was like I was born without parents. I was like, I'm not doing this to my son. And then, bro, I literally didn't ride my bike for a while when my son was born. And I knew at one point the ride was going to approach. And one day my boys were like, yo, let's go for a ride. And for the first time in my life, I rode scared. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was so subconscious about, you get into an accident, you're dead. And I always thought like I would die on a bike at that time because I was just too wild and crazy and it was just what it was. And I would ride and I would tell myself, bro, that day I was like, just get home. Don't be stupid, just make it back home. And bro, I rode all the way to Wet Willie's, came back to, and then at Wet Willie's, I told my boys, yo, I'm out. My boys, yo, I'll ride back with you. I'm like, nah, I'm straight. And I left alone. And I'll never forget, I was like, fuck this. If I said, God, if you let me get home, I'm never riding. I'm not doing this shit again. And I did. I got home. I sold my bike, got rid of the bike. And I was like, I'm done with this shit. And put that shit behind me. And then a few years later, I was already with my wife now. And, and I was chilling. And I still have obviously I have my 15-year-old now. But I had him only. We didn't have the other two kids yet. And I got a bike. One of my boys was selling a bike cheap. And I got a bike. I told my girl, I'm just going to get it to ride from the house to the gym. I told everybody, yo, I'm just going to ride to the house to the gym. Chill. I had just finished recovering from this. So I'm driving it for the first few times, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then one of the days, the day that I literally had my first not my first, but I was doing strength and conditioning in the recovery of this, it was the first day I said, I feel 100% again. I called CFA from the gym and I go, yo, I'm ready to go. Book me something for like a month, 2 months from now. They're like, done deal. Went home. I rested for the day. And on the way back to the gym in the afternoon, a fucking truck hit me.
After all the years of stunning and doing crazy
I was just
shit.
I literally got that bike. And I didn't do no tricks. I didn't go no crazy fast. I literally got the bike to go from the gym here just to enjoy the ride. And bro, fucking truck hit me. And I said, I'm done. Fuck this. Now there's another setback. And my knees were gone to shit because I was wearing shorts. So my legs were all fucking scraped up. My knees were destroyed. I totaled the bike completely, snapped in half. And right there, I was like, I'm not riding again. I'm not doing this shit. Not even the streets for a little bit because you can't trust the drivers out here.
You were just on this dog. You were just...
And that was the day that I literally said, get me a fight, I'm ready. And there was another setback. So I was like, yeah, bro. So I stopped riding after that, straight up.
You don't need nothing else, dog. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I hate when I know people that still ride, bro. It
No.
freaks me out.
Yeah,
you know
I'm straight. I'm straight. I don't need to ride for
Come
nothing.
a little bit closer?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, dog, that one freaks me out. Yeah, thank God you don't have a bike, honestly.
No.
Fuck that. And you get the family now and shit, but what's good is you got it out of your system, dog.
I did. I got it out of my system.
Hey, listen, we're out of it, so it's good to look back on. Wow, tremendo stories,
No,
dog.
like, bro, I see bikes now, and I'm like, oh, it's just cool. And they're like, you want to ride? I'm like, no. They're like, I have boys that are like, bro, take my bike for a ride. I'm like, I'm straight. Because I've always had this thing, like, that's going to be my fate. Like, if I fuck around and get on the bike, I'm dead. So I'd rather not risk it. At least not now. Let my kids be able to fend for themselves, and maybe one day if I want to go for a long ride or something, I could, but...
Yeah, you're like, yo, I can't, dog. There's going to be global warming, dog. I got some hurricanes to be coming, dog. Shit's getting crazy.
I got to be ready.
And the end of the world, we're going to need fucking Gabriel, dog. So we can't lose your no bike right now.
Exactly. So I said,
the UFOs come, dog. We're going to go to your crib for sure, dog.
Facts.
Shoes for aliens.
Facts. Facts. Just tell me about it.
Oh, man. So one of the things, we'll segue into this puppy next, dog. We talked about it on the last one, too, bro. I saw, man, you're always out here doing God's work, dog. And, like, I saw that you were getting in with the, you got yourself into another foundation now, right? Like, on a new cause, bro.
So that was, so in the last year, I've been working with a nonprofit organization there. Like I said, I'm not going to say the name or anything. I've been, doing this for the last year. And that's ever since then, because I got full-fledged into this, I kind of put, feeding the homeless and stuff to a side because of that. Like, I've just been so busy traveling a lot. And that's why I kind of started Shoes for Streets. But I haven't stopped because I still do, like, my Thanksgiving turkey drive. And then Christmas, we do a huge toy drive for the city and shit. And every once in a while, I do what I can. But what I've been doing now full-time is obviously, aside from my business and working and grinding and stuff, I got into helping and learning more about human trafficking, and being helping fight that battle. And it's a big one, bro. I've been very blessed with the company that I'm at. You know, it's full time. You know, I'm on and off all the time. I travel a lot. I'm part of the Caribbean team, which is cool because I go obviously Haiti, DR. You know, we're part of the Mexico team. Honduras. You know, whatever calls Mexico, we go a couple times. It just depends where it calls. But I joined a really cool team, and it's cool, man, because we assist local police or governments with the battle of human trafficking.
Wow.
For primarily children and women. And yeah, man, and that's what I'm on now.
Well, how'd you get into that? Like, how did this come across you?
So, man, it was once again God-given because I had seen it, and I wrote them an emails on, you know, I saw them on social media, and I wrote them an email like, hey, look, I would love to get involved with this, because they had like a commercial or something, and I saw it, and I was like, damn, this would be cool. So ever since then, I've been following them. I wrote to them. You know, they responded to me, but I figured nothing of it. But then how life works, I figured how life works. So I show some of my friends, you know, the company and the people, and they're like, oh, shit, it's really cool, whatever. And so they started following them on Instagram. And one day, long story short, one of the main guys went to my boy's house, coincidentally, to see a buddy of his who was visiting my buddy. And he's like, oh, man, I know who you are.
Oh, no
You're
way.
this guy. And he's like, I follow you because of my buddy. And he's like, no way. And so long story short, I met them. I was like, oh, my God, this is crazy. Met them, whatever. I met a bunch of the operators that were there that day. They were here doing like some interviews and stuff. So I met some people, really cool. And I happened to meet the guy who was in charge of operations. And I go, look, bro, I really want to help out and get into this. And my boy sold me. My boy was like, yo, he's a former MMA fighter. He's a street kid. You know, he's very highly trained with weapons.
Oh, I never thought about that.
He's like, he's highly trained with weapons, and you know, he's good. He's a street kid, and he's used to bodyguard work, so he knows the shit. And he's like, the guy's like, oh yeah, all right. Got my number down. Honestly, I thought nothing of it. I said, he's not gonna call me. Week later, sends me a message. Hey, buddy, you want to go to Nashville to do some training? I said, yes. And then he goes, okay, you're going to go do a week of training. It's literally like 3 weeks worth of work cramped up into a week. And it's like a little boot camp. I'm like, all right, cool. Or training, whatever it was. I'm like, all right, cool. Man, and called me a week later and said, hey, forget that. You want to go to the Dominican Republic? And I said, hey, let's go. And bro, ever since then, it's been a year. It's literally been a year since last week. And I've done a bunch of missions, and it's cool. And it's a little bit of everything that you could think of and not even think of.
Dog, the human trafficking is a big deal in this country too,
world,
right? You're saying in the world?
In the world.
Now,
and this country's major
like,
problem.
in the border, dog. You seen the shit that's happening at the border with all these people coming through? Isn't that a lot of that? I never put the two to two together, but like human trafficking, you never know who's involved, right? Because it's such a dark art. But it's like you got to think, dog. Remember we were talking about this last time, bro. To move cocaine, it's really expensive and really hard because it's so illegal, right?
Yep.
But there's so much money. So you know people who do like high level cocaine, you think like a normal person's like, yo, that's crazy. But then I bet you the guy who does that's like, yo, but you make mad bread.
Of course.
So it's like almost the juice is worth the squeeze. But it's scary that how much money is in that.
Humans
Has got to be the most money to take across. And the people who are involved...
Bro, it's
sometimes, dog. You seen with these Epstein files, these things go deep, dog.
Listen. Like with the Epstein file, we could talk about him. That alone, look at the list of people who are involved, and we don't know.
Why is the Victoria's Secret? Why are people who are in charge of this?
Why can't we know about it? Why can't we know who's involved? And
how is the Victoria's Secret guy just grant him millions of dollars? Just
bro, it's and how many?
What is going on, bro?
There's a lot of people always involved in this stuff, and I'll tell you this.
This is like. Deep,
what I've learned,
dark roots, bro.
I'll tell you what I have learned in the last year, more than anything. Americans are sick fucks. I'm being real. Like, I love my country. Everybody knows me. I love my country. But Americans are sick fucks. We are the number one consumer and problem to this whole human sex trafficking. And I say that inland and out because majority of the shit that we go see happens to be there's always some Americans right around the corner. Being the consumers and also being responsible for it. So what they do is they go and they master, hey, look, poverty is a situation, right? What do you do with poverty? How do you get involved? How can you help with poverty? The money, man. Money makes the world go round. So that's been an issue that's a very hard battle. I don't take it personal, but what I take very serious is the whole children's situation. You know, because you have married, successful, elderly men in this country that travel countries and they go have sex with little children and they come right back here and they live like God and they think, oh, I'm a husband and I'm a CEO and I'm a very...
And they go somewhere where money can buy them whatever they want, dog.
They go somewhere
it's like
where
the
money,
fucking Epstein Island, dog.
They go somewhere, wherever they can go, they travel to it, they abuse these little kids, they'll pay for them, give them right back, come back here, live like kings. And it happens a lot more than you think. And that's the frustrating part. You know, it's the upsetting part. There's a lot of good people fighting the battle. I'll tell you this. So like, I'll give this side because this is one thing that me and one of my boys that we spoke about that he's in it with us, with me. He told me, we were talking. I'm like, bro, yeah, on a national or global level, people know about the situation, but within our own communities, we have to spread it out a little bit more. So like the last year, I haven't said anything. You know, last year I've been very quiet about it. But I said, every once in a while, I got to talk about this situation because people need to know it's a fucking problem, right? So I told my boy, I'm like, yo, you in your local community, you need to talk about it more. Obviously, there's certain things we can't say and, you know, a lot of shit that we can't say. We're not saying that, but we're just saying what could be said. Hey, wake the fuck up. There is a problem. Pay attention. Be aware of it because it's happening everywhere. It's happening here now a lot, obviously.
And between Miami's like
Miami's the number one hub right now down here.
We have a lot of
South Beach is on fire.
I was gonna say we have a lot of immigrants.
Fuck the immigrants. It's not about the immigrants right now.
I'm thinking like the people being trafficked.
No. Because the people are jumping the border. Yeah, they're jumping. Listen, they're trafficking
like
people to the border.
I'm thinking like cartel guys are like selling people.
No, that is
whatever. You know?
Well, that's a whole nother issue.
You're talking
That's
about
Texas
like some
problem.
sickos. You're talking about fucking sickos.
I'm talking about sickos that are coming here to fuck little kids and fucking little girls who are being trafficked. That's where we get involved in. We're involved with sexual trafficking. You need to fucking
make a movie of some like vigilante that just starts taking these.
I'll tell you this.
Out,
I'm not gonna say the name.
Oh my
but
God,
when you see it, you're gonna know. You're gonna think of me. There's a movie that's coming out shortly, and when it comes out, you'll think of me. That movie's gonna wake the fuck up out of everyone. But since Hollywood is all corrupted, it's been a mission. But I'll tell you this.
I can't watch a movie anymore, bro. I don't trust.
Listen, I'll tell you this.
I can't watch a fucking movie anymore. First of all, they're all garbaggio.
They got the shit. But I'll tell you this. I'm sorry, stay on this.
Yeah, my bad.
No, that's all good, but I just want to stay on this. The movie that when it comes out, I'm not even going to say the name of it. When it comes out, you'll be like, oh my God, that has to be the movie he was talking about. When it comes out, everyone's going to wake the fuck up of how serious this issue is. And I'll tell you this, fast forward, it's sickness, right? You have men traveling to have sex with little children. And what you think I'm talking about 13, 14, 12, 10, 9, 3, 4, 3 years old, 2 years old, okay? All ages, okay? It's disgusting. It's sick. And then on top of that, they're selling these kids everywhere. It's a huge money house. And then, if you want to talk about the women situation. So, for example, there's a country that we were just involved in helping them figure some shit out. They were bringing in girls from Colombia there, and they were promising them jobs. Yeah. Like at resorts and hotels and all this. And psych, when they got there, they said, let me get your passport. Look at this video of your mom walking in Colombia, going to the grocery store, your little sister, your child.
It's cartel shit, yeah.
Let me tell you what you're going to do for me. You owe me this much now. Now you're going to go and I'm going to sell you and I'm going to rent you out here for a few hours. And they do that and they keep those girls in there. They keep tabs and how many men buy those girls and they own them for the hour. And they write that down. It's a huge sex trafficking scheme. And they keep those girls locked in there because number one, they don't have a passport. Number two, they'll be like, hey, I brought you in here illegally. You're like, wait, but I came in. No, you didn't. You're here illegally. You haven't reported. Hey, look, we got people in Colombia watching your family.
And you go illegally to work for a country. You don't know, dog. So you think you're getting hooked up, paying paid cash on the table. Like, yo, that's illegal.
Yeah. And then what happens is they'll show you video of your family.
That's how they entrap you, dog.
So they get you and you're fucking stuck. You're still stuck into sex trafficking.
Dog, I think they do that with women.
They do that everywhere.
Dog, the women for these sheiks and these princes, bro, that they want to bang
100%.
these girls. You have all these hot Eastern European girls.
They do it everywhere.
A lot of them are sex slaves.
They do it everywhere.
Like this guy will bring like 10 dime pieces, and it's all like, oh, and I heard this like, yo, I'm gonna get you a modeling job.
They do that.
Same thing, and then they get your passport.
Scheme.
This is how they get these young girls, and then they just start giving them,
like
and then they give them drugs, dog.
Yeah, they keep you drugged out.
They keep them high. Oh fuck,
Bro, listen.
Bro.
We were just
So
part.
I thought that was like, I know that's prevalent, like, and then like in Asia, you have the guys that travel to like Asia, like you have like these sickos, fucking white guys that travel to Asia.
Homie, we got these guys going to fucking Mexico.
But then I forget, you don't have to go so
They
far.
don't have to
You
go so far. Listen to me, bro. It gets to the point that I'm on the fucking plane sometimes. I'm like, these motherfuckers. I start paying attention to who's on there.
Dog.
Because we've seen them.
No.
I've been on the same plane that I've seen people. And then while we're there working, I'm like, this motherfucker was there. He was at the bar. He was on the plane.
Because there's only so many flights, dog, into these little areas. Bro, it's funny. When you go to Thailand, when you fly to Thailand, there's like, you can see the groups of people, right? You got like the Russian tourists, like the families, like the Europeans, right? But then you got like those really old guys that were like, you know what I mean?
Those are the ones you got to watch.
And then you got the athletes, and you got the guys who look like young fighters.
Exactly.
Damn, if I go back now, I'm gonna look like one of those old guys that got mad gray hair. But I swear I'm going back to fight. There's two types, but there is, you have a lot of sex tourism, especially Bangkok and shit.
Of course.
Now listen, I personally never seen like taller shit, but bro, people for sure they go over there to go bang Thai girls.
That's all they do.
And you know what I'm saying?
Listen, we have a
but
part
it's
of our
legal
team.
over there, and in Thailand it is legal. But
No.
I didn't know. But listen to this: the Burmese, they get the Cambodian girls, Burmese girls, and they traffic them to like same thing in China. Dog.
So I'll tell you this.
China
I'll tell you the
have-
problem. I'll tell you what the problem is. People
all
confuse
working
things.
illegally, dog.
But let me tell you what the problem is. People get confused with things. Prostitution is legal in certain places.
But they're still being
Hold
trafficked,
on,
dog.
traffic. They're not. That's
Exactly,
not legal.
dog.
That's where we come in.
No, but
Listen,
you don't even know. Sometimes if you just get regular prostitution, some of those.
Yeah, but there's ways of finding out. There's ways of
man.
finding out.
This
So
is a fucked
this is where you distinguish that. You're a prostitute. You're here on your own because we're not here to fuck with you. You can find out the ones that are being trafficked.
Oh yeah.
Trust me, there's ways. And then we find out who's trafficking them, blah, 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 where they come from.
And then the kids that are entrapped, bro.
Kids
how
are
do
the
you
hardest
save them, dog?
Kids are the hardest thing.
Fuck, I remember this old school movie one time. I'm trying to think of the name. It's like, I think it was like 24 Hours or something, where the guy, he's like during a chase and he ends up in some fucking house.
I remember.
With like, oh yeah, bro, but like, yo, the kiddie shit is like, oh man, that shit fucking.
That's
freaks me
the
out,
hard
dog.
one, bro. Especially me that I got kids and I.
That's what I'm saying, dog.
It's hard,
That's
but
gonna
you
be
know
the
what? But
biggest
then
fears as a
It
parent,
is,
bro.
it is. But that's what I'll tell you. That's why it's good to talk about it every once in a while. People need to wake the fuck up because it's here and it's creepier than what you think, bro.
What about this shit that's happening? I don't even. Whatever, dog. What about the shit that's happening now with these young kids, dog? And like, how do we? What was it called? What was it gonna? Have you heard this thing where they like minor attracted people, dog? Have you seen this shit with the pedos, dog? Like, what they're trying to like give them like a name, like have you heard about this?
Oh, so
they're trying to like normalize.
Oh, listen, I'll tell you this.
Pedos. Is that dog?
I'll tell you
This
this.
shit. Have you seen these people like TikTok guys? Are like,
Homie,
it's a
young
like.
guy, I can't say a name.
What the fuck is going on here, dog?
Listen.
I want to start fucking going. I'm like,
There's a
kinda
guy.
losing my shit, bro.
There's a guy who we helped the Mexican authorities get. Huge. I can't say his name or anything. Huge name. He's a worldwide pedophile. And
It's crazy.
he was hiding out of Mexico because he was wanted somewhere else really bad. They wanted him. Long story short, we came in and we got him. He's in a Mexican prison. And he was pushing for it to be legalized. Like, if, for example, say right now my little 4-year-old son, I ask him, hey, you want to do this? And if he says, yeah, because he doesn't know what he's saying yeah to, that's consent. That's how sick this guy was.
Dog.
So that is to the point of where it was. These people are so sick that they're like, oh, well, if you ask a 3-year-old and they say, yeah, I want to do this, they don't even know what the fuck they're saying yeah to. It's official consent. Yeah, bro, it's sick. It's sick.
And some of these people are on the top of the world, dog. They have a lot, and it's weird that like some of these people have a lot of money, dog. And it's like, dog, that Epstein, this is all you were talking about. I'm just like, yo, what kind of shit was going on there? What do they have on video, dog? The most power, and what is the correlation between the most powerful people in the world and his fucking pedophiles, dog?
They
You
get
know what
away
I'm
with
saying?
it.
Are we fucking
It's the
crazy?
control. It's the control
It's
that they
like,
get
or
away
like,
with.
but what is it with like wait, to be a superpower, you got to be a sicko almost, dog? It's
Bro, you
like,
didn't see that video? I actually shared it last week, and it was like somebody in the Senate. They were like, oh, my son asked me this question. He's like, Dad, I'm gonna give you a list of things, and then tell me if it was NFL or NBA, right? And he starts saying how many arrests for like DUIs, how many arrests for like domestic violence, how many arrests for fraud, how many just a list of shit. And at the very end, the guy goes, you know, and I told my son, oh, so who was it, NBA or NFL? He goes, neither. It was Congress. Bro.
They are the biggest gangsters, criminal. Dog, these
Bro.
dog. And I have a theory on this, bro. Yo, what kind of person, you know who needs to be the president? You, dog.
No.
I would go you. Exactly. Every person who needs to be in charge, it's like a fucking Spider-Man movie, dog. With great power comes great responsibility.
Facts.
And these goddamn politicians are the most slimy, no back having, no
100%.
What do you call it? No backbone having pushover motherfuckers ever.
Bro,
dog.
listen.
And
I'll tell you this.
I'm not saying I wouldn't either, dog. For a couple, I'm not doing good right now. For a couple G's, I'll definitely look the other way. So I'm not gonna talk shit. All right? You give me 100 stacks, I'll promote whatever the fuck you want on my Instagram, dog. Everybody's gonna come after me.
I'll tell you this.
So
Hey,
I'm
hold
not
on.
talking
I'll
shit,
tell you this.
But bro, I'm not a politician.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you fucking this.
To get to the top of that
My
level,
Instagram has been fucking boycotted. True story. I've realized certain things in the last couple of years. I've realized shit. My Instagram, because of all the shit that I talk about.
Yeah, you
and
don't
post,
fuck around, though. You don't take no shit. Listen, dog. I just wanna
They
get to
fucking
you.
had me post. They
But
had
listen,
me fucking
dog.
X'd out.
But listen, the
I'm
thing
good
is,
with it.
you got a backbone, dog, and that's what this world's lacking right now,
Yeah.
bro. It's one of the reasons why I appreciate having you on the podcast, dog, because you don't fucking have no shame in your game, dog. And
Bro, I speak my mind,
we
bro.
gotta stand up, bro, because
I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I just think like I'm not perfect. I just have my beliefs, and if you fuck with it, you fuck with it. If you don't, you don't.
But you're confident in your beliefs because you know who you are as a person, and you're not gonna, and some other people are not gonna let you convince you of what you are or aren't.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, oh, this guy's a racist, oh, this guy's a this,
I don't give
or
a shit. I
this
don't
guy's a
care
that.
about nobody says. I'm gonna fuck about.
But you're like, yo, you're out here fucking. You don't ask people what their registration is when you
I
give
don't
them
give a
water
fuck
when
about
you
that.
drive.
That's why I don't care when
Texas.
people talk so much. We're in this era now. Number one, we've had this era of gossiping. Everybody's gossiping. I hate gossip. Don't talk to me. Peace. I'm out the other way. And you get caught up in that bullshit. That's negative too. And then
Because gossip's good. It's
gossip,
fucking
you know,
amazing.
there's gossip's good. You know, like to talk shit. And
We're human,
but,
you know?
But every once in a while, I'm like, yo, get the fuck away from me. Like, lately, that's what I'm telling myself. I'm like, oh, my opinion. I'm like, you know, fuck this. I don't want to be in this gossiping shit. And I get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm catching myself with that. But it's also part of that shit, bro. Like, we're like this right now. And it's like, I don't care. I'm going to speak my mind if you like it or not. It is what it is. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. But I'm going to speak what I want to speak on and if I believe on it. And I'll tell you, the last year, I have seen a lot of shit that you're like, whew. And bro, listen, I have, in the last year, not too long ago, there's someone that I saw personally that I know he's a local Miami person. And that's what fucked me up. And I'll tell you why. We were in the middle of a transaction. And I saw a famous, well-known Miami person at one of the spots that we were at to purchase children.
Or you think that's what?
No. Hold on.
Because when you're in those spots, people, it's just probably regular people. And
Hold on.
like,
No, stop. Let me fix it. There's bars for tourists, and then there's these underground spots that we go to that we know of because of the information that we have. If you see a person there, they know why they're there. Okay, let's be clear. I'm not talking about.
It's like a trap house. It's like if you're.
I'm not talking about a
drugs.
fucking tourist that you were drunk as fuck and you walked into the other bar and you were there by accident. No, let's be very clear. We're talking about not a tourist area, in a separate area, and it's a bar or a spot or house or whatever known for that. Okay, you know what you're gonna get when you get there. And then to top it off, this person that I saw there, we were in the middle of something. And I was like, bro, it got to the point that I told one of the guys who was with me, I'm like, yo, take a picture of that guy. Take a picture of him. I need a picture of him. And I have it. And
Is it hard? You gotta be slick with it. You can just pull up, bust out your
yeah,
phone.
no, it depends. It depends how, but.
So easy to get pictures.
I go take the fucking picture of that guy. No matter what, I need a picture of him. Because, like, it wouldn't be, nobody would believe me if I said I saw this guy here. So I see him here. And in the middle of our transaction, it fucked me up. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? And finally, we're done, whatever, boom, we leave. I jump in the car and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I did not just see this guy here. To make it worse, we were doing an investigation. And I said, hey, listen, let's go to this other spot and see if we find this person that we're looking for. When we pull up, I see the van there. And I go, don't tell me it's this van. Because then it would 1,000% confirm that he was looking for that. When I walked in, he was right inside. So it wasn't that I ran into him at a random bar and found him at another random bar. No. I found them at the 2 spots that were known for children trafficking.
Yeah, that's what you were there for. You were
That's
like,
what we were there
peeping.
for.
Fucking hell, dog.
So when listen, I know who it is, and I'll take it to the grave. Maybe in 10 years.
Can you
I'll
take
talk
it
about
to the grave, or why you can't expose
I'll
them?
figure it out. I don't know. I'll see what I do with that.
But how does it? But what do you got? But like, are you trying to bust him, or you
No,
guys are trying to?
we were there for something else. So he had nothing to do with it, but.
You don't have him in action, you don't think?
No, we do, but it had nothing to do with him, what we were there for. And my point is, for example, on another mission, I saw a very successful yacht broker from Fort Lauderdale. And I was like, and I knew him because I am in the boat world. And I knew who he was. And I'm like, look at this motherfucker. And it's crazy because I saw him not too long ago, one of the boat shows in Florida. I was like, this fucking bastard. And it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy because it just goes to show you, like, it's anyone, bro. Anyone, anywhere, more than you think. And majority of the shit that we've been involved with is there's a lot of fucking Americans behind it, bro.
That's crazy, dog. This is a wild thing that's going on right now, man. Yo, there's some dark arts in play all over, bro. There's, you know what I'm saying? But what do you think the solution is, dog? We gotta just keep doing what we're doing, dog. Staying in the grain, you know? Like, what do you reckon?
Do I think there's a cure to it? Being honest, no. Do I think it's just gonna stop at one point?
Pedophilia or to like human trafficking or pedophilia?
Both.
Like shit.
Both.
Pedophilia with dog. They gotta fucking.
Listen, I think
you need to do yourself a service and kill yourself. Or,
yes, 100%. 100%.
Dog, I was just listening to Joe Rogan. They were talking about this the other day. Dog, imagine.
Hello, you just see the guy.
They're gonna make sex toys. They're gonna make sex dolls. Oh my god, I don't even want to say it, dog. They're gonna make sex dolls that are like
children.
Yes, dog. And they're gonna sell robots.
See, that shouldn't be legal.
And they're gonna say that that's for the people so that they don't actually harm real kids.
So you're gonna fuck a robot to the day you get so excited that you want to go fuck a real kid.
Dog, you gotta take them out.
It's stupid.
That's a sickness.
Listen,
I don't know what that sickness is. I think it has to do with like some type of trauma or
100%. There's some type of trauma that falls down. But guess what?
Molested as a child, but that ain't got nothing to do with us.
That ain't got nothing to do with us. That ain't got nothing to do with my kid. So you gotta die.
100%.
That's listen.
You saw Cain Velasquez, bro. I can't. Believe, the only thing about that is I don't know how the fuck he missed, bro. He could have just fucking he molested his fucking kid.
I don't know the whole story. I really haven't seen it. I'm
really
confused.
Bro. Cain Velasquez, the heavyweight fucking champion of the world, dog, was taking his kid to a fucking daycare center, and the fucking guy, the son of the parents that worked there, was molesting his daughter, dog. Over like 100 times, bro. It's a fucking sick one.
That's what it was?
Dog, he lost his shit.
I know he
shot went after the guy. He went after the guy.
Shot him, right?
And lost his cool, and then he got into a high-speed pursuit. He got in a high-speed pursuit.
And shot him.
Was shooting at him and the parents in the car, like when they were trying to escape. He got out on bail though. He's gonna make a podcast supposedly, yo.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
But,
I was following a little bit.
How is he ever gonna be the same, knowing that his daughter was already his daughter's already been abused, dog?
Listen, well, I'll tell you this.
He's fucked. That guy did a permanent damage forever, bro.
Listen, I'll tell you this. Listen, yes, it carries down, right? It carries down from a trauma.
What about the church and the priests, bro? Have you heard about this shit with the priest, dog?
Which one?
I'm just saying, like, there's a big problem with that shit too, with priests and fucking.
Of course. Well, there's a deacon that we were looking for.
Dog, why do you become a fucking father? That's the thing.
I think.
What church you go to?
I'm Catholic originally, but a Christian Catholic. You know, I'm somewhere in between.
I think the church, dog. I don't know. I love religion, bro, but why is it the priest, the fucking?
So it's not only priest, right? This is what I think about, right? I've already had this thought process. It's not only priest. It just happens to be a sick fuck who happens to be a priest.
No, but think about it. It's a good makeup. It's a good excuse to not have a wife.
No,
or
what?
a
No,
kid.
what?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not
think,
gonna be into wife. If you don't want a wife or man.
Well, there's levels to it.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you're not gonna become a priest to become a child molester. You're not gonna think of it like that. I think it develops like anything, right? So
I think they were, bro. Some of these guys are bad, dog.
Well, no. Yeah, some could be bad, right? But
there was one priest that he molested so many kids. Dog, there was one priest that was molesting deaf and blind kids, dog.
Well, yeah. Well, listen.
And when he got caught, they sent him to the fucking Vatican, bro.
Well, do you know
why? They sent him to like priest jail, not to fucking with the people. Of course, protected, dog.
See, no, that's bullshit. But for example, it's always best if you're gonna think like a piece of shit. It's always best to abuse somebody who can't cry wolf, right?
Bro. Oh my God.
There's a lot of situations like that. I mean, how do you
listen? Oh my gosh.
Listen, in Haiti right now, okay, in Haiti, there's like tribes that what they do is they keep special needs women, they impregnate them and they keep them like prisoners until they pop out the baby. And then what they do, they get the babies for harvesting, organ harvesting, and they sell them in the black market. That should exist.
Ah, bro.
So it's not only about sexual trafficking, it's also about
organs, dog. Have you seen have you ever seen Black Mirror? You ever watch Black Mirrors on Netflix? Dog, you never seen Black Mirror? You gotta watch, bro. Black Mirror is everything that's happening today. This
really?
shit, yo. It's like a futuristic show, but every ending has every moral has an ending.
Got it.
Now they have one where like there's a bunch, but there's one like that. There's one where a guy, it's fucking freaked me out. A guy's like living in Asia, like a young guy, like young early 30s, and he goes on a date with this girl, and she fucking he meets this girl online. He goes on a date with her, bro. She drugs him, and he wakes up in a bathtub, and they took all his organs.
Well, I'll tell you this. A couple of my clients were telling me the other day, just this week, they were telling me a friend of a friend moved to, where did she move to? Forgot where she moved to. Don't quote me on it. The girl, she had moved somewhere. She was by herself. She meets a guy on an app. She meets the guy in the app or whatever, and she's there. She meets the guy. They date a couple of times. Or they hang out a couple of times. So one night, I forgot the story, but one night it was like, oh, can I sleep over your house tonight? You know, I just don't want to drive. I'm drunk or whatever. She's like, yeah, but you're sleeping on the couch. He's like, okay, whatever, fine. Fast forward. She's sleeping in her room in the middle of the night. Something told her, hey, lock like your door, like just protect yourself. Because I guess she wasn't sleeping with the guy or whatever. So she locks the door of her room. In the middle of the night, the guy starts coming and banging on her door. Like, hey, open the door, please. I want to come in. She's like, hey, what's up? And he's like, please, let me in. She's like, no. Come in, please, let me in. Fast forward, I think the police bust the door, get him or whatever. She called the cops, so the police came in. When they arrest him, she called the cops. She's like, look, this guy's trying to come into my room. When they arrest him, they realized that they ended up telling her, they go, you saved your life. Because he had walked downstairs while you were sleeping, went to his car, got his bag, and came back up. He had a bunch of tools and everything. He was going to fucking take her apart and torture her. She saved her own life by not being vulnerable and not saying, hey, let me open the door and have sex with this guy. Something was weird. She said, fuck this guy, locked the door, protected herself. Crazy as that. Shit happens. I mean, it's weird shit, bro. There's a lot of shit.
Traveling in Asia, dog. Imagine they could sell you on the market. They could sell your body. They could sell your organs on the black market.
When I go to Haiti, I see some weird shit.
Oh, my God.
I see some weird shit.
You've been to some wild places lately, huh? You saying Hades right now of all the craziest places you've been to? You were saying last time. Out of all, you've been to Mexico. You've been to fucking Bahamas.
Bahamas ain't shit. Mexico, Honduras, Dominican Republic, Colombia, shit like that. But by far, Haiti, it's a different jungle.
It's a war zone out there.
It's a war zone.
And it's
like legit.
How close is it from?
Bro, you land in Haiti in an hour and a half. Whoa. Hey, Haiti's a fucking war zone. And nobody here knows it. No one here knows it. Shit that's going down in Haiti right now is not even being told, and it's right here. Haiti is a war zone. Literally. I swear, I'm not exaggerating. It's a war zone.
How asleep is the world really to all these,
It's not that the world's asleep. I think they just mute us. They just mute us. They just show us what they want to show us. That's right. Look, there's certain things
That's what I mean by asleep. I mean, we're not asleep.
Yeah, we just don't know,
dog. I've learned so much today just talking with you, but it's I had no idea. I mean, you're talking about 90 miles away, dog.
Listen.
Organ harvesting, dog.
Fast forward. I'll tell you this. Fast forward. I was in D.C. way before January 6th. Don't be with that bullshit. I was in D.C. in December. And the December before January 6th, I was there. And I'll never forget, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? One night, there was a huge war between Antifa and Proud Americans and the police. I'm not joking. A fucking warfare.
In Washington.
In Washington, D.C.
Just run the street.
Yo, I called people here. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Is our show all over the news? They're like, nothing's on the news here. I was like, what do you mean? I was FaceTiming. I'm like, oh, look at this. They're like, what the fuck? I have video. And I have it on another phone, and I already have it somewhere else. So if you come for it, you're not going to get it. Bro, legit, wars in the middle of the street, and you're like, what? And I've already learned, when they don't want you to know something, you're not going to know it. It's perfect example. Haiti. I talk to the bodyguard from Haiti right now, all the time. I have personal videos that he sends me. It's as bad as it could be. And it's really bad.
That's heavy, dog. And that right there, and that's where you're dealing with the human trafficking. That's
everywhere.
everything's going
It's
on.
everywhere. Because there's levels to it, you know. There's levels to it everywhere.
That's wild, dog. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
My man. Well, thank God that you're out here fucking, you know, when somebody's out here doing God's work.
I'll tell you, man, there's good people
know?
that are. I'll tell you this. I've had the privilege of working with very good people. I've learned that in the chaos, like, it's a very necessary job. Like sometimes I'm like, I want to continue doing this, but I do. Because I come home to my kids and I see this shit, I'm like, imagine if no one comes for you. You know, God forbid your kid is out there in the middle of nowhere. And kids are the most purest innocence that exists, right? So, like, that's why I enjoy the whole child part of it, because they're still pure. That's a pure little person. And you can still save their life and they can still see the good in the world. So imagine, like, you go into another country and you're like, who the fuck am I here to save the world? But you go into another country and out of nowhere, he comes in this hand and just says, I got you. And it's like, and to see those kids' faces and it's cool, and to, you know, there's cool things that happen with it. That's the rewarding part. That's something matters that we're doing here. And I work with a very good team, bro. Like, we have a good squad, and it's don't get me wrong. Sometimes you're like, bro, are we even scratching the surface of this because of so much that's going on? But every little bit helps, man. Honestly, that's the truth.
Yeah, you're just putting that good energy into the world, dog, and it's just, you know what I mean. It's that
It's a hard
selfless.
fight, but
What do you call it? What do you call it? That it's like the selfless work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like but yo, you're doing it, man. I love it, brother. Do people and does everybody at your gym, all your students, they all know what you got going on and stuff like this, and they all
No.
like,
I mean, like, people know because I'm very vocal about anything I stand for. Like, people in my gym, they know that I'm always traveling up to other countries. No one knows in details of what I do, but everybody knows I'm against human trafficking. And that's the primarily reason why I fly out all the time. And look, bro, I'll tell you this. I mean, and the human trafficking is everywhere. I mean, you know it. Even a couple of years ago, there were some jiu-jitsu coaches from Naples that were having sex with like a minor, and then it's like, you know, you're dropping off your kid at a jiu-jitsu facility.
Dog,
Think about it. And that's anywhere. That's not just jiu-jitsu. It's anywhere. It's basketball. It's soccer. It's football. It's any sport.
It's everywhere.
But I just know this firsthand because of us. You know, just drop off your kids at a jiu-jitsu place, and the instructor's the one that's having sex with your little 16-year-old girl. It sucks, man. And it's crazy, bro. It's anywhere, you know. It's anywhere. You just gotta be aware. And I think here, like, you gotta be aware of these fucking devices. You know, social media is a very scary thing. But parents need to stop fucking just giving their kids a phone and not knowing what's on the phone. You're responsible for the kids, and you're responsible for protecting these kids. And guess what? There's predators 10 times doing the amount of work that you are trying to get to your child. So you got to be aware of that on social media. You got to be aware of where your kids are doing, where they're at. Like my kids, I know where my kids are. You know, my kids go to jiu-jitsu, they go to gymnastics, but my kids are, like, for example, my jiu-jitsu place, family-owned, amazing jiu-jitsu. There's probably the best jiu-jitsu program that exists for kids. If you need it in Miami, or Rise Jiu-Jitsu, Danny, there's raw spot. But my kids are in a safe haven there. I know they're in a good spot there, you know, and I see who's in and out there. My daughter goes to gymnastics. My wife watches her while she's in gymnastics. People got to watch their fucking kids. You know, you can't just leave the world to trust and to raise your kids.
No way. And no way, bro. And this is, I just want to go back to it, bro. It's important, bro. Parents need to play their part.
Parents
dog.
need to play their part, and I'll tell you, I've seen
these fucking parents they just give the kid the iPod and they walk away, bro. And it's like, dog, I don't want to see fucking kids on iPads, bro.
Bro, listen, this phone.
I want to punch these parents in the nose, dog.
These phones.
I don't have no kids. I could be on my phone all I want. You're a fucking parent.
100%. Look, these phones, the iPads, all these social medias, you know, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, the one that my son uses for gaming. My son's 15, he's a big ass motherfucker. Nobody's gonna come rape him, but I'm like, yo, let me check your phone. And I'll look through his phone and I'll see what game he's on, and I'll see what conversations he's with. You gotta be aware of it, you know what I'm saying? And we're not all perfect, but don't make excuses for something that happens if you didn't do shit about it, you know? And it starts here. Like, at least people that are like, oh, what do I do here? Number one, talk about it more. Number one, pay attention to the signs. There's plenty of signs. Pay the fuck attention. If you don't know them, Google them. Search. Do homework. Interrogate your kids. See what they're doing. Check the electrical devices. Because a lot of these guys are coming on through the internet.
Yeah, bro.
And that's how they get to your kids, you know. And that's one of the ways, man. They got to be careful, you know. Don't leave your kids at certain locations too long. Don't trust the world, you know.
Yeah, you got your kids in martial arts and gymnastics, everything, huh? That's
man.
dope, dog. I wish I would have done gymnastics, yo.
Yeah, now my daughter no longer does jiu-jitsu, so my 2 boys do jiu-jitsu. My 4-year-old does jiu-jitsu.
Oh, dope.
And my 15-year-old, they just put him in the adult class. He's big. So they put him in the adult classes.
I remember when he was a little jit.
Yeah,
dog,
he was a
when
jit.
He was fighting, bro, and I see him now in the pictures, almost your size.
Yeah, he's bigger than me. And then, then my daughter does gymnastics, man, and she was doing jiu-jitsu for some time, and now she's just doing gymnastics, and the 2 boys are doing jiu-jitsu, and that's it for them. My little boy does soccer too, but that's it, man. And then you just got to keep an eye on them, bro. I can't live like a paranoid freak either, because I can't let what I see poison my brain so much that when I come here, I'm like, okay, I'm not like that.
Yeah.
Everybody that knows me, they know I'm super chill. I'm just paying attention to shit, you know what I'm saying? But I'm always on guard, But I keep my shit low key. But like, for example, and I made it a thing. Anytime that I fly, the second I'm back and coming back into the States, I told myself, leave that shit there, because it will fuck you up.
Oh my god,
it will fuck you up every time I come here. And I'm human. You see shit and you come here and you're like, it takes me a day or two, just to reset. Depends what you see. Maybe a little longer,
Yeah, imagine with the cops and shit, dog, and these guys with those crazy jobs, and they gotta do.
That's right. That's why I salute, man. People talk shit about cops, man.
Bro, they got a crazy job, dog. They're dealing with the worst of people.
100%.
They're dealing with people's worst situation. It's not like
They get regular pay.
Nobody wants to see a cop ever. Whenever you're talking to a cop, that person's having the worst time experience at that moment.
It's true. Listen, I'll tell you this. Everyone talks shit about cops, but when they hate them, they hate them. When they need him, they're quick to dial 911. I'm fall for it. I did.
Posted a video back in the day that made me go crazy just on stops.
I'm on for
on police stops.
Yeah.
I never forget that was when you put a lot of awareness on shit, dog.
Listen,
I was living in Thailand. You put me on to so much shit,
bro.
dog.
And I would tell you, like, look, there's not for that. I tell people all the time when all this anti-police shit, I said, well, let's do this. Imagine if you dial 911 when you need them, and no one fucking answers that phone.
It happened for a little bit.
Everyone will freak the fuck out. Now I'm saying, bro, you better watch it. Listen, don't get me wrong. There's good and bad in everything, bro. There's good cops and there's bad cops.
There's some fucked up
There's
cops.
some shitty ass cops.
Damn, there's some
like those 5 black cops that just fucking killed that black kid. Come on. It's not about black or white. There's bad everything.
It's just the cop. It's just that job is you got a regular guy making regular money, and he's gonna get crazy.
Listen, but there's any job. There's good teachers. There's bad teachers. There's good doctors. There's bad doctors. There's good and bad in everything.
There's good fighters. There's bad fighters.
Exactly, bro. That's in life, and you can't just
we know some maniac fighters, dog.
Exactly.
And we also know some
How many
UFC
maniac
studs,
fighters have gone crazy?
Yeah.
And this shit
and the CT and shit. This is a crazy sport.
That's the world. It just happens to be if you're a cop, you can't be a bad cop because it will end up coming to light. Or a lot of people, there's a high risk, high reward. You do a lot of bad and it's gonna get spotted eventually, and all you need is for a camera to be out and see it. But fuck those 5 cops that just killed that kid. You know what I'm saying? Because they were scum.
There's been some bad ones. I don't know what is going on with the mistreatment. It's crazy. The abuse of power is there, dog. It's just like,
bro, there's
crazy,
good
dog.
and there's bad and everything because there's some good ass cops.
And that's what I'm saying. You only see the bad.
They're only gonna show the bad.
You don't see the cops helping.
Bro, how many cops? Listen, how many cops?
I've had cops help me, dog.
Listen, let's be real. Let's be real. When shit comes, when shit happens in the world,
they're gonna show up, dog.
Good cops always show up, not knowing the circumstances, walk into under fire. They walk into situations where they're gonna get accused of shit anyways. Listen, there's good and bad in everything, and there's great cops and there's bad cops, and that's just like anything in life. So I don't like generalizing shit. You know what I'm saying? Because
you can't, dog. Life's not black and white, dog.
Exactly.
It's a fucking big gray area, bro.
Exactly. There's a big gray, and that's a lot of it, and that's the truth. So salute to everybody that does their job and does it right, straight up.
Hell yeah, dog. We're technically on hour number 4.
So we're out this bitch before something goes wrong.
Oh man, that was great, dog. Yo, Gabriel, I really enjoyed talking to you, my brother. I appreciate you coming back, dog.
Okay, of course.
Second time's the best time. You feel me?
Sir.
You know what they say. So where can the people find you? They want to train and they want to check out your gym and they like what you have to say, dog?
So I'm in South Miami, Stunners Fit, 6600 Southwest 62nd Avenue in the heart of South Miami. You can follow me on the gram. My personal is Gabriel Stunna, STUNNA, not ER. And then if you follow the gym, Stunners Fit, _Stunna_Fit. And yeah, man, I'm easy to find.
Hell yeah. Any fighters that want to do strength and conditioning, you've trained top level fighters, UFC fighters, you got all the guys, dog.
Hit me up.
You know what's up.
Hit me up.
MMA fighter, the guy who's been in the cage, and you've been there,
man.
you've walked the walk, and now you help the conditioning. So you
Yeah,
know
man.
how to get guys
I love
ready.
it. I love it. As long as there's a fighter that's committed, I fuck with him.
And he trained with a few of my you trained a few of my boys,
Yeah.
dog. So I know
So I'm
that
with
you're
it.
on point, dog. You know what I'm saying? Yo, my man, I appreciate that,
Okay.
my brother.
We out of here, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, Honey Badger Hour, episode 71. We're out.
Peace.